Previously on Twin Portals.
The silver waves of justice departed Faerun for the magical floating refuge known as the Radiant Citadel. Acting the part of ambassadors for the Sword Coast, Swoj made a name for themselves as sous-chefs and saviors. After a brief detour to clean up their quest backlog, Swoj followed strange visions and an unsettling melody, leading them to the Preserve of the Ancestors at the heart of the Citadel. In the Preserve, Swoj member and bronze dragon Zelipharn met the spirit of his ancestors, who took the form of a rose quartz dragon known as an incarnate. As the dragons were being acquainted, our heroes heard a crash and saw gouts of smoke spewing from Trill's mill up the hill. Racing to help, they entered the ruined mill to find a pair of tall alien horrors already draining the life from Trill, as an eerie, whistled, 7-note melody blew on the wind. Scoot, Ilka, Lark, Zay, and Zelipharn took up positions and prepared to protect Trill's 5 remaining workers.
Lark, you get the first action in this big situation.
And the the sinkhole is roughly how deep, and is it continuing to get deeper?
20 feet, and it's not growing.
Okay. And are the shadowy figures corporeal, or are they kind of more...
They are, but they quake and stutter and jag around. Like they move around kind of like out of their own control, as if they're not quite here, or they're not quite connected to reality.
Okay. And they are in the air. Is that true?
No, they're standing.
They are.
They're
okay.
about 15 feet tall.
I will. I'll rush towards the one that has Trill, I guess.
Zoom.
Beautiful
What are you doing?
Ramp.
I'll draw my sword, I guess. I'm less interested in really engaging with the spirit, just because I feel like that could be a mistake, and more about trying to get to Trill and see if I can be help there.
So you can make it to Trill's body. It seems to be limp.
Is it? Did he drop it? Is it like laying on the ground?
Trill was standing, and then he just kind of
Yeah.
shuddered and slumped over.
Oh,
Dead.
is the baddie, or I shouldn't assume, is the spirit figure still over him?
Right, like 5 feet away. And the other one's maybe like 10 feet off from that.
I guess I'll brandish my weapon, but not actually attack. So just back off.
Okay. Are you readying an action?
Yes. I guess I'll be in a defensive posture in case the thing attacks me.
Got it. In that case, the two creatures are going to sort of crane their necks around, moving kind of slowly, loping around the room, almost wolf-like. And then they're each going to kind of hold hands and just gently twist their fingers in a small circle. And 2 more of the workers are going to slump over as they all run away screaming towards the top of the ramp that Zay is building.
Oh, man. No, I wish I would have attacked.
They seem to be ignoring Lark at this point. You can take an attack if you want.
Yes, then I'm going to attack.
Okay.
Going to take attack of opportunity if I see... Well, maybe
No.
not. I'll just attack. Oh my god. Okay, so I rolled a 19 plus 7, so 26.
That's a big hit.
And then a nat 20 with my offhand.
Jiminy Christmas.
I'm glad I switched to
Whoa.
this die. So let me roll some damage. Unless should I or
Yes.
okay.
You realize that they are in fact corporeal.
12 combined 12 points.
Okay. And you cut one off mid-whistle. And it lurches around much more quickly towards you as it realizes there is a threat in the room. It takes us to Scoot.
Yeah. So am I, how far away am I?
About 20, 30 feet.
I would like to rage, rush over, and attack the one that Lark just attacked.
Boom, boom. You have advantage. Are you also sliding down the ramp? There's wreckage all around. There's plenty of stuff to
I'm probably hop, skipping, and jumping. Just
Sure.
not trying to go for a cool anything like
Bounding.
that. So 14.
That will not hit.
Okay, so that's attack 1. And that is 19.
That definitely does.
So we are looking at, I got 12 slashing damage, I believe, and then 2d6. That's 9 fire damage.
Yeah, you scorch into the thing. It looks beat up. It's looking like you wasn't expecting this attack, and you're definitely cutting into it and frying it. And even though it's blurring and shaking, it still is feeling it.
Yeah, and I say, Lark, what are we doing?
Trying to save these people.
Yep, that tracks.
Ilka, it's your turn.
Great. We're up on the dragon. How far are the sugar kettles from the beasties?
Within like 10 feet.
Great. I want to explode them,
Woo.
and I want to coat the things in molten sugar.
How will you do this without also coating Lark and Scoot and the other workers that are down there?
I feel like they will be less bothered because they're human. My goal is to make the things... No. I mean, they'll just get little burns on them. My goal is that the ghostly spectre things will glom in a way that they are now more present.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
that's my theory.
Being one of the people possibly taking damage, I fully support this.
Great.
Just to see what happens.
Yep.
I think being covered by boiling sugar could not possibly be a problem. So let's do it.
Do anything if it's for justice.
Yeah,
I
I mean, we're further away. It's going to cool by another 5 feet by the time it gets.
I'm
to
standing
us.
I'm standing right by them, but it's all good.
So shatter then?
Yeah, I'm going to cast Shatter, aiming it underneath the kettles in a way that it'll blast them at the beasties. What do
Make
you want
just
me to
a
roll for that?
ranged spell attack roll, because it's not really a save. It's kind of you're aiming it, so
18.
that'll do it.
Or 9.
Lark and Scoot make dexterity saves versus an 18.
Oh, versus an 18. Okay, but I do have.
I got a nat 20, so I'm not going to roll again.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
So that's 22.
I had a crit fail, so
Dude, you want to trade dice?
no, because I just rolled a 19 and a 20 on it. So
So I assume like Scoot's in full battle trance, and you like matrix your way through the blast of molten sugar.
If
I will say crit fail
Let-
plus 6, but that doesn't really still get me to 18.
if I had the, I'll let you decide this. If I had the option, I would throw myself in front of Lark.
Can you tell I'm going to crit fail? Like, I
Well,
should
with
be
the
the
crit, you
super
can totally
dexterous
do
one.
that. If
I
you
would-
wanna
I would
take it.
either-
Yeah,
I
I'll
would-
allow that.
I would like to either take him and throw him away and possibly take some damage myself, or if that's too much for you, I'll just get in front and take the blast on my back.
Sure. So Lark has his back to it as it's happening, and you see that and like twist towards him and just totally body block the sugar.
Yeah.
Most of it gets on the two spectral creatures. The other workers get singed, but they were already running away, so they don't they don't get brutally burned.
I worked in a candy shop. As soon as you said sugar kettles, I'm like,
Roll 3d6 damage.
Okay.
Ilka.
9.
Okay. So 9 damage. To them and to you as well, Scoot.
Okay. Halved to what?
5.
Easy peasy.
And it does
Scoot,
seem
what
like,
are you
like,
doing?
You hear it behind you.
Check it out. I'm the candy man.
It smells good.
You smell so good, Scoot.
I know.
Just
I'm the
in
candy
case there's
man.
sugar.
There's a sweet smell over a sort of cooked meat smell.
I'm like a
It's
Sour Patch Kid
Yeah.
mixed with brisket.
It's like barbecue steak.
Christ.
You did this. You brought this on.
It does seem like they were like starting to blur out more and more and get more dodgy. Like they would have been hard to hit, but that kind of locks them in, like you said, and gums
Good.
up their works a bit. So
That
that
was
was very
awesome.
helpful, actually. Do you move as well or stay up there?
I'm staying on the dragon.
Okay. In that case, the workers are going to book it away as fast as they can. They're getting up to just past Zay and Zelipharn at the top of the hill. Zelipharn is going to bound in towards the fracas, and like a ball of chain lightning is going to form in his mouth and just arc from his jaws into the two creatures. So they both make dexterity saves. It also ignites whatever sugar got on them even again. They fail. I'm just going to go with the basic amount, like the default amount of 55 damage to each of them.
Basic.
Whoa.
No.
The dragon.
They're still standing, but only just.
So we did nothing.
I covered him in sugar.
I know, but 55, 110 total.
At this point, there's another one of those kind of shimmering rain effects right above Zelipharn, and followed by the sound of shattering glass again, as out of nowhere there's a kind of a snap, and then a figure drops from midair onto Zelipharn's back. What do you say or do immediately? Kathunk, bounce, bounce, bounce.
Hey, I'm on a dragon. What the heck?
Mr. E, you're greeted by this scene. There's the sweet smell of cooking sugar, fire all around you, a burning building, a dragon, some people that you may or may not recognize. It's been a few years. And then these two giant figures that seem to be attacking people and also covered in sugar.
I say, hey guys, stop. Stop all the violence.
I assume I have sugar in my ears at this point and probably can't hear.
You tell me.
I said stop all the violence, Scoot.
Mr. E.
I make some hand gestures of like trying to show you violence and then say stop.
Like,
Is
using
the two-finger
fingers instead of
peace
one.
sign.
Yeah.
Peace, stop.
That
I
didn't
got
come
it.
to my mind. I just like wafted my hands away from each other.
How does that land with everyone?
I'm ready to take another swing.
Okay, it's Lark's turn then.
No, it's my turn.
No, yeah,
did I
don't,
skip Zay?
yeah. Don't.
Oh, because of the initiative thing, right? Sorry, Zay.
That's okay.
You can react first, and then we'll go to Lark.
I yell out, "Hey, Mr. E, hey!" And then I
Hey.
cast Moonbeam.
On what?
On no,
Oh.
on
Mr. E.
the farthest shadowy figure from my friends.
Okay, the one that hasn't been beat up quite as bad yet.
Yeah.
All right, so it makes
My hope is that it overlaps onto the one that he's holding hands with, but doesn't hit my friends.
it fails its save with a 4.
It reverts to its original form.
This is its original form.
Okay. And then 2d10 radiant damage. So 8 damage.
Nice.
They are
Okay.
engulfed in ghostly flames of searing pain.
Yeah, it makes the whistling that they're doing kind of get more pronounced and more like a scream. Is that your turn? You're gonna stay on or near Zelopharn?
Me, I'm at the top of the ramp.
You stayed up there. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I could kind of slide down the ramp towards... yeah, I want to slide down the ramp towards Zelopharn.
E, are you staying on top of the dragon, or are you like bouncing off? Where do you land?
Yeah, I think I'm straddling
Okay.
the dragon.
Backwards or forwards?
I probably landed backwards.
Yeah. That's good.
I'm a little disoriented.
Zelopharn, for his part, seems to be somewhat nonplussed.
Saw that coming.
Yeah.
I
Wait a minute.
say something in dragon to him, and he chuckles.
Exactly. A little spurt of lightning comes out of his mouth and his butt.
Mhm.
What is happening
Well, I
tonight?
don't
Sometimes
know.
when you laugh, and you just toot a little. Am I the only
Yeah,
one?
that's what I meant.
Anyway, it's Lark's turn.
Oh my God.
I think for real this time.
Okay. Well, I heard Mr. E. I think. But Lark assumes that he doesn't understand what's happening. So the nearest spirit figure to me is still like they're still within a few feet of me.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. I will attack this guy again.
Go for it with advantage.
19,
That hits.
and then offhand. Do I get advantage on my offhand?
Yeah.
Yep.
Then 17 offhand.
That also hits.
Okay.
Good golly gosh.
So that is 26 points of damage with the rapier and then offhand Rowan Crook's dagger. Whir of blades.
Yeah, it's like staggers down to one knee as you chop at its thighs or something, I imagine, at your eye
Yeah,
level.
yeah.
Yeah. It starts to stagger and fall. However, it kind of goes misty and turns more spectral as you cut through it, like you lose purchase at the end of your last cut. And it sort of whooshes into Zelopharn's mouth. And he immediately kind of goes rigor mortis rigid, and his head like tilts upwards and his jaw goes wide, and you hear the same whistling sound coming from inside of Zelopharn's mouth. Everybody make wisdom saves.
Zelopharn, spit that out!
It's sort of like a roaring whistle.
I have advantage against being frightened.
Perfect. Use it.
Wisdom save, you said?
Yes.
That's not my strength.
Dirty 20.
20 succeeds.
Dirty 12.
That's a fail.
20.
20 also works.
I'd use a lucky, but I got to 19
19 works.
from 3.
I did have to use my brave. BT dubs.
I got a 5.
5. So Lark and Mr. E, you both take. Let me find my dice. 9 and 10. 19 psychic damage, and you are frightened. You have the frightened condition for 1 minute, which means that you cannot move towards it, and any attacks you do against it have disadvantage.
And it, in this case, being Zelopharn?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
And we're still riding on possessed Zelopharn's back.
Right. Yeah. The other one swoops towards Lark, and you feel like it kind of moves its arms, but they're a blur, but you feel it like slashing at you with its long, spindly claws, Lark, as it takes a swing at you 3 times.
As I'm running away.
Yes. So it gets a 10, an 18, and a 24. So 2 hits.
Yes.
Okay.
I thought you were giving me damage, and I was calculating in my head what is twice my max HP.
Ay. No, but you do take, a lot. 28 psychic damage across 2 attacks. As it cuts into your brain.
No.
Writhing in pain, Lark stumbles next to the one that just disappeared. That takes us
He does stumble
like all the way down.
all the way down.
Yeah. Ilka,
When I cast an enchantment, is that my entire turn?
if it's an
Like a
action,
concentration?
it'll say in the
hold?
spell description. If it's like an action or a bonus action. What spell is it?
Want to cast Bane on these guys? But
Let's
I'm
see.
not seeing.
I think it's an action. Yeah, it's an action.
Bane.
Bane, they make
on
charisma
these
saving
spookies.
throws.
Yep. And they will just have this. If they fail their saving throw, whenever they make an attack roll or a saving throw, they must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from that.
They crit fail.
Good job. So anytime in the next, until my concentration breaks, they need to throw a d4 and subtract that.
Nice. Do you stay put?
I'm still on the dragon, who's now possessed,
Yeah, along with Mystery.
who's
Back to
also
back.
possessed.
I think Mystery's okay. The dragon's possessed.
How far are we up in the air?
12 feet.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab Mr. E and jump off the edge of the dragon.
You go with that?
I'm disoriented somehow?
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah, so I probably...
I mean, he has to get away from the dragon.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
double disoriented. I was confused when I got here.
right. You were sleeping a moment ago, too.
Yeah.
That's the worst way to wake up.
On top of a dragon.
Yeah.
Stop all the violence.
Right, and as we're falling, I'm gonna throw Bardic Inspiration at Mr. E in the sweet strains of Puff the Magic Dragon.
Aw.
Oh.
All right, Puffs.
Scoot.
What do we got in front of me?
You got a possessed dragon and a big old dude looming over Lark, kind of blurring his arms towards him
All right.
as Lark falls over.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go to the defense of my friend Lark there.
Okay.
So I will jump to the other side of the big spectral thing and start attacking again.
Go for it.
I'm just going to take big old swings with my big old great axe.
I don't think you have advantage anymore since Lark is down.
But he's so focused on him. He really wants to
well.
eat his heart.
Yeah, but all the same.
All right. I'm going to feel lucky again.
2 out of 3.
That's all my lucky because I've had 2 crit fails with that die, and I'm switching them up. All right.
Dice jail.
Yeah, that's going away. So that's a 5. That's not going to hit for attack 1.
Okay.
Attack 2 is a 15.
Hits.
Oh, thank God. All right. 2d6 slashing. 4 plus 6, 10 slashing, followed by 9 fire.
Nice. So 19.
Yes, please.
Great. It's looking pretty rough. It's not bleeding. Like when you cut it, it's almost
Yeah.
like it's made of like tofu.
Yeah, and I'm just
It's like dry. It's a dry creature.
the flames must be doing some good work on it
Yeah.
then.
Yeah. Takes us to Zay.
I hate kale.
So many of our monsters are like tofu. It just
Yeah.
this happens a
Mhm.
lot.
That's what I was
Doesn't
Yeah.
happen a lot?
Yeah,
What was
it
the
does.
last one?
We
All
fought a
the-
whole
all the
the
people in the
monsters.
Feywild.
In the
whole
Feywild,
village.
yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, it's a thing. Because, see, blood is very powerful, and a lot of creatures have or don't have or have special blood. So it occurs to you as you pass out. Like,
I cast Balm of the Summer Court on Lark for 12 hit points
Whoa.
and 1 bonus hit point.
you have a bad dream and wake up, Lark.
and I'm faced by the monster still with blurring
Yeah.
claw arms. So it's like,
Covered in sugar, though.
well, I guess silver lining
Mm.
or silver coating, maybe.
Yeah, you smell
Literally.
sugary orc and burnt tofu.
Thank you, whoever who healed me. Can I see that, Zay? Thanks, Zay.
Yeah, I think you would know at this point.
So there's 1 remaining shadow creature and then a possessed Cellophane.
Yes, and I think the remaining one stepped out of your moonbeam to get to Lark.
Okay.
So
I am going to move my moonbeam back onto the creature.
All right.
So he'll do a con saving throw, -4.
Totally fails.
Okay.
It's
All
a
right.
-1. in that
So
case.
I hit him for 9.
Great. And the creature towering over you, Lark, erupts in moonlight. It's beautiful.
Whoa,
And terrifying.
beautiful and terrifying.
As the as
Can
the
you see
sun.
it, Clark?
Yeah, I'm awake now.
Oh, okay.
Say healed me.
It's better than when I woke up just now.
Zelipharn seems to like wince and try to shake the creature inside of him, but he fails. The other 3 workers make it far away down the hillside from here. Mr. E, it's your turn.
All right. I'm realizing the situation we're in at this point.
You had about 10 seconds.
Yeah. So I did notice this thing go inside of the dragon. So I'm gonna have to ask a lot of questions here. So I'm gonna use a key
Mhm.
to use my new tentacle thing.
All right.
Does that have the same dragon touch?
Yeah, so just imagine,
sweet.
pretend that like it's kind of like Mr.
It's an
Incredible or something.
extension
Like
of
you
me.
can, like reach 30 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Mrs.
So-
Incredible, thank you.
So
Yeah, you're right.
and I get an extra attack already. So do I roll both of these attacks? I'm gonna try to attack the thing that's inside
Oh,
of the dragon
okay.
by going into the dragon.
Like with your spectral magic-y.
Yeah.
Cool. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
That's Sorcerer Supreme shit right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta.
I'll describe it
punch the
all
bad
if
juju
it
out of 'em.
works. If it doesn't, I won't.
It's a level 6 Sorcerer Supreme.
So I'm rolling twice on this as my attacks. Yeah. Okay. So
14 plus 3 plus 2 more. Or what are we at for problem? 20, dirty 20.
Dirty 20 hits.
for my first, and
So I
then
had 6.
should I use this? Oh, okay. Okay. So I doubt this hits. This will be
A 1.
no. It's a 5.
Oh, yeah.
And then
So 11.
11.
So you got 1 hit.
I got 1 hit.
You can roll that damage with the extra bonus from your tentacles. Which was, I think I said 2d6 extra.
2d6 extra.
Is it a d6 or a d8 for your damage die for your unarmed strikes?
1d6 plus 3. Okay.
Okay, so you'd roll 3d6 plus 3.
Now we got to the easy part.
Plus 3,
15.
15 damage.
15.
So how does that look, Mystery? Like, what are you doing to this
So
guy?
these green slimy tentacles come out of me, and I'm reaching into this dragon's butt. And I automatically grapple this spirit being, and I'm gonna rip him out of there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens.
It's like, get out of here! Get out of my dragon.
Does it
That's
exit
not cool.
through the gift shop or like?
Yeah. Well, I reached in from there because I was closest to that orifice,
Sure.
and I didn't want to get bit if I failed.
Well, the creature you
could have been a worse
slay
fight.
this creature. So
I slay
yeah,
it. So I
so
pull
it's
its
like
dead body out of his butt. Here's your enema, dragon.
it materializes like as it's out. It's not like a solid thing.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I grappled to it because that automatically happens. I'm
Yep.
throwing its lifeless body at the other one.
Oh damn.
Oh, you got a lot of shit in your action, so to speak.
Well, are you using a key for like an extra like a flurry of blows? Is that what this key was?
No. I used the key to activate this shard.
Oh, so that activates whenever you use a key for anything else. It's like a
Oh.
bonus.
Oh, so I have another attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll say then that you can make your third attack to throw the thing.
Okay, so I
Yeah,
take
That makes
a
sense.
1d6. Plus.
So yeah, make one more. Roll a d20 to see if you hit.
Oh, okay. The new thing.
Yeah. This extra blow.
Oh, yeah, I hit it. That's a 16
Yep.
plus whatever.
Yep.
So then I'm gonna. So I throw his lifeless body at the other guy, and I damage for 7.
Great.
I got to say,
I'm not sure how you rolled damage, but that sounds about right. 7 damage.
It's a 1d6 plus 3, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know. That's.
I mean,
thought that's
that's
what
like
that
if you're
said.
punching someone. If you're like throwing a corpse at someone, it might be different, but that's fine. What were you gonna say,
Well, you
Scoot?
just tell me.
I was going to
No,
say,
I like it.
I'd say he's picking it up quick because 16 plus whatever is actually the lingo.
Yeah.
This is true.
After you know the threshold, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard you say it.
That's right.
Okay. That takes us to Lark.
I mean, how is
wake up-
Zelopharn doing right now?
He just had a great shit.
Like, I mean, you're saving his life, but
We'll find out.
okay.
He seems to be out of it. Like he's not like rigid anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
The creature that got hit with the
You
with
are
the
no
other
longer
one.
frightened because the one that was frightening you is now dead.
Okay. And then the one that was hitting me while I was running away is still alive, but just got hit by the other one.
It's in a beam of moonlight burning from that, and it just got hit by the corpse of its
My goodness.
companion.
Well, I guess
Covered
I'll.
in doo-doo.
I guess there's so much chaos. Lark
mostly
is going to
crab
fall
cake.
back on swinging his blades because that's all he can really think about.
It is a lot to process.
Yeah,
especially for
it's a lot.
Zelopharn.
I don't
Yeah.
think he has any idea what's happening. I did terrible on my primary attack, but I roll a 19 with my offhand attack, which is a crit. That is a magical property of the Rowan Crook's dagger.
Oh yes.
So, that's lovely. All right, so that's 14.
14 damage. It's like a hair's breadth away from going down. This creature, you stab into its heart with a big leap in the air.
And and then I spin back away on the backside of that leap.
Once
with my fancy footwork.
Did you roll advantage on that first attack?
I did not.
I'm on the other side of the.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have. Might as well. Nope.
A crit fail. So
Oh my.
it was. There's just too much going on.
Yeah, you drop your dagger.
Yeah.
After you just like let go of it after you.
You're
stab the
welcome.
thing. Jump down.
Happy to help. Just trying to keep us all honest.
Yep.
Thanks.
The creature, despite being near death, does not give up. It's relentless. It's going to teleport towards Zay. It's going to zoop up to the top of the hill and appear right in front of you, Zay.
I've
Did you go
been
down?
coming down. Yeah.
Okay, so at the base of the hill then where you
Okay.
were. And take 3 psychic attacks at you.
Just checking. Does that teleportation? Does that remove attacks of opportunity?
I think it does.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you.
And it seems like it was sort of set off by the Balm of the Summer Court when you cast that. Like it sort of turns attention towards you, even though it was burning. And you're also, burning it.
Yeah.
It gets a 12 and a 24 and a 24. So 2 hits.
That's the same thing I
I
did
did
last
too.
time.
I
I
was
was like
like-
adding it in my head, like I might be big capital D dead.
Yeah.
15, 14, 12, 29, 37 damage, say, as it slices into you. Yeah, it's brutal.
Was it
Crushing
did it
mental
leave the
energy.
Did it start in the moonbeam?
It did start, yeah. Does that take damage at the start of the
So
turn?
it's supposed to take 2d10 damage. When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time or on a turn or starts its turn there, it's engulfed.
Thank you. Yeah, I thought we forgot that the last round, too.
So
Oh yeah.
con
enters
saving
or starts there.
con saving throw 2d10 radiant on failed.
Oh, okay.
Half on success.
No, it definitely takes damage. So you can roll 2d10, say, if you want, retroactively.
I heard psychic damage and I'm like, I have to stop this.
I think you might have done it, Scott.
I'm trying to get everybody to
10
win.
damage.
Yeah, that is enough to finish it.
Before
So it like lunges
would've-
towards you, but yeah, staggers to a halt as
Oh.
the moonbeam
It looked like it was about
cooks
to
it.
psychic damage you.
For a
For
whole
about
bunch of points.
37 damage.
That was
Right.
scary.
stuck my tongue out at it, and it,
Yeah.
Oh, that's so on point. Just
Tongue
right
move,
there.
nice.
yeah.
It is
I've
suddenly.
learned some things since you've been gone, Mr. Me.
Eager to talk.
It's very quiet in the sugar mill, besides the sound of burning timbers and thatch.
The last of my back
Scoot
is
and Lark are
crisping.
still dripping. Yeah, it's starting to solidify. Zelopharn's starting to look around. And then he collapses on the ground
In his dragon form.
in his dragon form, yes.
Shit. We gotta get him out of this
Burning building.
burning building.
Yeah. For what it's worth, it starts to collapse on him a little bit, and like a lot of the roof has already kind of fallen down and broken off, and he doesn't seem to be too bothered by it, being a dragon.
So this is just the amount of damage he took in the fight.
Unclear. He didn't really
Yeah.
take much damage.
There
He
was
did have a alien enema. That's true. But it mostly seems like this whatever psychic attack happened to him is weighing on him.
Great. Are we out of initiative?
Yeah. Yep.
Great. I'm going to head over to him, haul the others around, and put up Aura of Vitality as a concentration. And
Nice.
this just radiates healing energy out from me for a 30-foot radius. And everyone in it gains 2d6 per round. So over the minute, you get it 10 times if we just sit in camp.
So it's enough to fully heal everyone over the course of a minute. No sweat. Zelfarn is still unconscious, however.
All that healing doesn't bring him back?
Nope.
Wow.
So he's not. It seems like he's like under some kind of a like ensorcelment. Like he's not hurt on the outside. Maybe just on the inside. What do you all do in the aftermath? The workers seem to be getting help from guards down by the big door to the Preserve of the Ancestors. Those incarnates, some different crystal creatures are starting to loom overhead or come from the hills to see what's going on. They've seen the smoke.
Do we notice any that seem to be the dragon incarnates? Can we, if Zay looks for those and calls out to one if she sees one?
Yeah, there is the one that was in the cave that you guys were with who stayed in there, but that one is coming out now to take a look as well. The rose quartz incarnate shaped like a dragon. Also, Mr. E, what's your reaction to all this?
Whoa. Hey, everybody. He's gonna approach everyone and offer hugs to those who will hug.
What do you look like now, Mr. E?
Less flashy. The same, but less flashy. I'm not wearing rings or a big gilded anything anymore. I seem more at peace, so I'm offering hugs to people.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Mr. E. I was not expecting a hug from you. I was expecting it like a double bird.
No, it's a tender but firm hug.
Oh.
Hi.
I appreciate the hug.
Did you come to be here? What?
I don't know. I was sleeping and I was having this crazy dream with my dragon friend Melifarn. And this cave. It's called the Deep Dragon Temple. And the last thing she said to me in this dream was, "Get help, find help, and come find the temple again." And then suddenly I was here. That's why I was really confused, and I didn't start with the butt stuff.
Well, it's good to see you again.
Yeah.
So you're in the Deep Dragon Temple in your dream, or you're actually in the...
No, I was there, but my friend Melifarn, she at one point wouldn't wake up anymore. There's this weird, ominous tension in the cave, and she stopped waking up, but we could talk in our dreams. But and the last thing she said was, "Find help, come find the temple again." And so I was sleeping, and then suddenly I was on top of this other dragon, and it was very confusing.
I kind of wiggle Zelifarn's lifeless skull and ask if the unconscious that Melifarn was under resembled this.
Yeah.
Wow.
For sure.
The same.
So maybe if we all take a nap, we could cuddle up. Maybe we can still talk to him. Because I
In our
could for a
dreams?
while with Melifarn.
I'm looking for someone to lick off the second-degree nougat burns I have on my back. Or start peeling, which sounds more painful.
So at this point, guards arrive, and they're protecting any of the surrounding people. The incarnates are also looming. Some people are being taken off to the House of Convalescence for their minor burns. They're looking to you guys for answers. They kind of interrupt your conversation.
I just think of people walking by with burns, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, go get help. Yeah.
They're all
Yeah.
a little
Oh, I
skeptical
healed
of the
you.
dragon
You're
that's
good.
laying in the wreckage of this inn. But the two corpses of those alien creatures are also there, just long, spindly gray things off to the side.
When I go examine those spindly things,
Yeah.
do I find out anything more about them? What fields of magic they might be using?
Roll Arcana.
I just might. 17.
These things are so strange to you. You've never seen anatomy like this. It's kind of like the Thing. It's like they have like weird organs where they shouldn't, and they've kind of been formed chaotically. And there's still there's a little bit of an aura of just kind of like change and uncertainness around them. Kind of like how this whole pocket that opened up underneath the sugar mill was all like the ground around you is like this grayish substance, kind of like their skin. It's almost like it came from another place or something in the bottom of the sinkhole. There's like a fine line where it switches from gray dirt to like the kind of more brownish dirt of the preserve of ancestors.
After Zay heard Mr. E explain that we could possibly communicate with Zelopharn, I walk over and I sit cross-legged in front of his head, and I kind of put my head on his and go into try to attempt to meditate to see if I can connect in some way with him on a dream plane.
Roll religion or nature.
11.
Okay, so while you're all, I assume, dealing with the guards and wrapping up the situation for people.
I would like to check on Trill. Very dead.
Very dead, yeah. Yep, eyes roll back in his head.
Picking him up and taking him out.
Okay. It seems like the practice is to, set them somewhere safe, and there's going to have to be a burial here in the Preserve of Ancestors at some point.
Putting him down.
Okay. Zay, you trance out next to Zelopharn, and you all see this, and you don't, like you have a vision as you're dreaming. It's not like a very clear vision. It seems as though you're sort of traveling through a dark storm cloud as if you're on an airplane, and like vision all around you is flickers and is constantly moving. But you see in the distance sort of flashes of lightning around some sort of incredibly large looming figure. Looks like it could be like a serpent or an aquatic creature or a dragon, some kind of massive creature with a huge glowing sun-like ball of light sort of over its forehead and two glowing eyes just sort of staring at you. And you catch glimpses of Zelopharn kind of like floating adrift in this area. He doesn't seem responsive to you in this vision as you fly through these dark clouds towards this creature.
I call out.
What do you say?
Zelopharn.
You see Zelopharn kind of tossing and turning as he like whips around in this like dark sky, but he doesn't seem to respond.
Is he the only dragon I see? The
Roll
only
perception.
Spirit? 16.
You do catch glimpses of other dragons in the clouds. Uncertain how many. It's very hard to get a clear idea, and everything's still a little bit hazy.
Okay. Any other creatures or mostly dragons?
Dragons.
Entirely dragons.
Yep.
Okay.
This creature, as you get a little closer to it, it has a huge sort of toothy, like anglerfishy jaw that kind of just like lowers and opens, like distended, like more than a jaw should, and then the vision ends as you get closer to it. You kind of hear this like gasping sound and echoing in your ears.
I startle out of my trance, and I think dragons are being lured to some sort of behemoth. We have to save Zelopharn.
Did you say all that?
Uh-huh. After I gasp.
So do we think these things were trying to grab everything? I mean, so I guess Zelopharn is unconscious versus everyone else sort of being dead. But were they just blindly trying everybody and seeing, could they not tell a dragon from a non-dragon?
Yeah, why focus on the sugar mill?
I say, I don't know, as
Good
I break a
questions.
chunk of the stuff off Scoot's back.
Ow.
It's like orc brittle.
Oh.
Oh. Oh,
Good
no.
You can add that to your inventory, Lark.
Nice.
Oh, God.
Putting that down.
Gamey.
Good question, Scoot.
What did you call it earlier? I'm like a Sour Patch Kid mixed with brisket.
So you shared this with Swoj? Anybody else, or just like privately your crew, Mr. E?
Yeah, to the people down in the pit.
Okay.
What makes you think that they're being... What did you say? We have to save Zelopharn. We agree, but what was the other thing you said?
I had a vision of a giant behemoth of a dragon with a ball of light near its forehead. And as I drew closer, I saw it kind of like open its jaw and like a giant snake. And it's like it's luring the spirits of dragons in, but I don't know where or how.
So Zelopharn is more than just passed out? You think his spirit is somewhere else?
That's what it seems like to me.
We should go ask the little rose quartz dragon for
Yeah, is it
info.
perched
I think
up?
this is past our ken.
Because that,
Yeah, it's nearby.
we've got Melifarn and Zelifarn with.
In fact, it seems to be getting up to Zelifarn and trying to like nudging him and trying to figure out what's wrong. It's inspecting him, but it doesn't say anything. So,
I
do you
tell
want to say
the
something to it?
rose quartz dragon what I also told my friends. I think your kin are in trouble.
It nods and says, "I can feel it. Something's wrong. Do you know what it is?"
I don't. I was hoping maybe you would.
No. And then it says, "Who is this?" And it looks at E.
I try to give it a little hug.
It
If it doesn't want it.
it bridles for a moment.
And I put
but-
my hand in the little prayer thing and I nod my head.
Oh, and it responds favorably to that and
Yeah.
nods back. It says, "What brings you here?"
No. I was asleep and I was talking to Melifarn and she said, "Get back here." She said, "Get help and get back to this cave, which is called the Deep Dragon Temple. Have you heard of this?"
It pauses for a moment and then says, "We know of the Deep Dragon Temple.
Can you get us back there?
I cannot. But the closest Concord jewel would be the gemstone to Lantan."
Lantan. I thought the Concord gem was the one we brought back,
Well, there are several.
but they're all Concord.
They each go to a different place.
Oh, I thought Concord was like the color or something.
It's the name for those gemstones.
I see.
Lamtam?
Lantan,
Lantan.
the dragon enunciates.
And that's where the Deep Dragon Temple is?
Yes.
Does this sound familiar to you, Mr. E? Have you been to Lantan?
Have I?
Probably not, but you would know where it is. Relative.
On the coast there or something?
Yeah, I mean, the temple is like northeast of Lantan.
Yeah, it's like in the area where I was sailing to try to find this temple originally, because I found out about it. And in my new Zen practice, I was looking to convene with the bronze dragons. But then we got in a shipwreck, and then Melifarn saved me and brought me to this temple, and we were hanging out for a while, but things started to get weird, and we started to have crazy dreams, and it felt weird, and then she wouldn't wake up, and we could talk still in our sleep, but then things got worse and worse. She said to get back to the temple and to get help, and you look like help.
Debatable.
We know Melifarn from the past.
You do?
From
Yeah.
when we went into the past.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was 500 years ago.
That old jaunt.
How long do dragons live?
Thousands of years.
So it's still the same. To our knowledge, Mystery is not time traveling. He is speaking to the same Melifarn.
As far as you know.
Or he's high on dragon piss.
I don't dragon piss anymore, guys.
Mr. E, you've
No,
changed
he's
so
not
much.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're super chill.
Yeah. I'm anti-violence unless, my friend's got something in its butt. I'll get it out
That's
for
the
him,
line.
As we all should be.
I hate that that's going on the bumper sticker.
So Sax Bandon, the halfling who greeted you at the Radiant Citadel, is in the crowd helping, assess the damage and help people out and start to rebuild, get a grasp on things. And she kind of leans in and mentions that the Lantan jewel hasn't been used in decades. But it's here in town if you want to try to fly it out.
Not a lot of demand to go to Lantan?
No, it hasn't been safe for a long time.
Why? What's in Lantan?
The word is pirates.
Speaking my language.
Does Sax know what these gray things are called?
No, Sax says, I have never seen anything like that. I will report to Sholay and let you know if she's heard anything. Is your dragon all right?
No, we think not.
Well, if you're going to Lantan, we'll make sure to take good care of him. And the dragon aspect kind of nods and also like settles down, kind of like merges with Zelifarn a little bit and seems to be like focusing on him magically somehow while he sleeps, trying to restore him.
I'll whisper in Zelifarn's ear, "We'll be back soon, buddy." I'll give him like a little hug.
That's all you hear.
Zelifarn.
It's not sleep apnea. That was a good, healthy breath.
If we go to Lantan, so you were there, you were in that area, Mr. E, on ships. Did you run into pirates? Was piracy a thing you had to deal with?
Yeah. But if you got money, it's usually okay.
Oh, why? Because you can
They
bribe
like-
them,
they
or
like
they take the
money.
money and then don't kill you.
You can make deals with some of them.
Okay. I don't have
Especially-
any, but never mind.
You got crab cakes.
Yeah,
I gave
crab
all my
cakes?
crab cakes away.
That's true.
Who has the money in the group right now?
Scoot does. I wasn't going to say it out loud.
Yeah.
Just Scoot? Okay.
Yeah, I think we've got some like way in the bottom of the bag of holding, underneath the bags of garbage.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And, yeah. I stashed a few gold pieces in there.
One or two.
Yeah, there's a
Back
couple
up.
in there. We could probably make something happen. I mean,
I'm not sure we have enough to bribe pirates, but
no,
I
we
mean,
don't
we got to
know.
do what you got to do.
We don't know until we ask. What else do pirates need?
I don't know,
Crab
but we
cakes?
got to get to the Deep
Affection.
Dragon Temple.
Oranges so they don't get scared.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's a really good point.
Buy some oranges.
So what's your plan? Do you like head towards the Concord Jeweler? Do you have any stops on the way? What do you...
I'm gonna.
You're in this like cosmic place surrounded by rainbow nebulae on this giant floating diamond in space. That's different.
I've seen things like
Okay,
this.
yeah.
Nothing new.
Boring.
Right.
Old news, right?
Before we leave, I'm gonna use my druid craft or my mold earth to cause shapes and colors to appear in the walls around because we're like down in a pit, right?
Yeah, a big old sinkhole.
Yeah. Just basically like indicating to Zelefarn for when he wakes up that like we're coming back and
So it sort of looks like cave art. Like,
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you make a dirt mural
Yeah.
on the gray dirt of the sinkhole. So it's actually very pronounced.
Once are we leaving the Preserve of the Ancestors? Is there anything we want to do in here still before we go?
I'm gathering bits of sugar off the ground and molding it into a lumpy sort of effigy of Lark's hat and setting it in front of Zelefarn so he knows we'll be back.
Oh,
Nice.
man.
It looks terrible. It's real bad.
Smells terrible, too.
I take my great axe and I do the worst dolphin you can imagine in the dirt. just with the butt of it.
None of this is going to be here. When is
No.
Zelefarn's not even staying in here, is he? Although I guess how would they get him out?
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking too. And like, unless they can get him to turn
part of
back
the
into a
wall
human
collapsed.
This is a
somehow.
temple.
Yeah, they're mostly just clearing away wreckage to make a room for him at this point. Not
Okay.
like,
He pulls out like a crystal and like leaves it with him.
nice.
Doesn't really do anything. It's just like
But he feels like
cool
he's
looking
helping.
crystal.
What kind of crystal?
He has no idea.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
kind
Just
of
a cool
like
one.
opaque white, kind of.
Okay.
There you go, buddy.
Quartzy.
Yeah.
So once we leave the Preserve of the Ancestors, on the way through the night market, I would love to grab, because I heard Ilka's suggestion about scurvy, I want to grab citrus. So some little bit of citrus.
Sure. Just roll investigation to see how much of it you can find.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's going to be like a 15.
Yeah, you can find as much citrus as you want. It's
It's a
very available.
17.
They actually grow it here on the Radiant Citadel, so
Oh,
there's like trees on the street even with oranges sometimes.
Perfect.
So,
Is there an apothecary around?
sure. Yeah.
Might like to buy some healing potions, possibly one for everybody.
How much orange are you taking with you?
I'm just like an arm load full. I'll put it in the
Bushel?
bag of holding.
All right. In front
Let's
of
throw in a couple of key limes.
Yeah, if I see some.
those are a premium, but it's fine.
Well, maybe not then.
No,
Worth it.
folks are
No.
still thankful that you helped out. What were you doing, Scoot?
I was going to buy some healing potions.
Sure.
I think we got some money in this bag, like I said, way down in the deep corners.
Yeah.
And I'd like to pick up a couple of relatively common healing potions, just like emergency stuff.
I've got one from Ted and Phyllis.
Well, I'll still get 5.
Ted and Phyllis?
Who the
Is that
heck are
what I
Ted
named
and
them?
Phyllis?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
From the
I'm buying it, whatever.
from the Doom Raider. No, from Froon's Brews.
Yeah.
When we went. South
Oh,
by.
yes. That's right. Ted and Phyllis.
You still got one.
Feels
Yep, I have
Okay.
one still.
Well, I'll still take up the full.
Roll persuasion, Scoot,
Okay.
just to see like how much pull you have.
All right. I'm going to be adding a 0 to this.
What?
8.
Wow.
I
80?
yeah.
No.
That's what I
A
meant.
modifier of 0.
8. Oh, okay.
I put a 0, but on the other side that you were thinking of.
Yeah, I mean, you're able to find a couple healing, maybe like 2
All right, that's fine.
that heal for 44 plus 4 health.
44 plus 4th.
And
Oh,
they
my
are
goodness.
each 300 gold.
All right. I think I can swing that with what we've got now.
And to be clear, that is 4d4,
4d4
not
plus
44.
4. So a top end of 20 and a low end of 8. Right?
I would definitely keep 1, and you don't have any natural healing of your own, do you?
No.
No. So I think maybe I should give the other one to Mr. E.
Good call.
Thanks. And I give you the money for it.
Weird.
Do you have like a really deep bag of money, or like?
I don't like to talk about it.
Scoot said that
Do you
out
have many
loud
bags
to
so
the
it could've
group.
been, like-
No, not noticeable. I mean, no.
Okay. You
It's
just
hidden
keep it
in.
some
I still wear like the cloak kind of thing, so you don't know what's going
full
on in there.
pockets. Yeah.
Is the lock gone now?
I'm not wearing it.
Okay.
All right. So you and I each have those healing potions.
Mr. E, what happened to the rings with the middle finger on it?
I just don't like to show off anymore.
Okay.
I still have all of them.
All right.
So, as you make your stops, you find your way back to the docking area of the Radiant Citadel. And one of the Concord jewels that was there when you arrived as well is this sort of a rainbowy kind of, it's a bismuth material. It's more solid. And you're ushered over that way if you want to go to Lantan. Who's going to steer the thing, though? Do you need a claviger, or will one of you do it?
I think we need a claviger because Zay is still an apprentice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fine. They can arrange that. So one of the clavigers from one of the other Concord jewels comes over, and when you're ready, they fire the thing up, and it starts to glow and hum and sing. This one you can't really see out of very well, except through that big doorway where there's like a magical screen that keeps things from falling out.
He starts to kind of like dance with his arms, kind of waving in the air.
Oh, nice.
This is
Says-
awesome.
It's like all light like glimmers, like any source of light is just like reflected all over the place in there. And
Life
it's
is
just this
beautiful, guys.
coruscant. Yeah, it's truly transcendently beautiful.
Checking you for a lava lamp.
Zay's going to be watching the claviger and asking so many questions and
Oh,
taking
yeah.
notes in a little notebook.
He's happy to show you around and show you
Does-
all the different levers and buttons do and the runes.
Does this ride qualify as a rest?
Maybe a short rest.
Counts as a short rest.
Yeah. Unless you'd like to linger.
Does
But
the
as
short, does the short rest restore key points?
I don't remember. I think so.
I'll check for
I
you.
think it does.
I light some incense.
Nice.
Kind of start waving it around the room.
It really, there's nowhere for it to go, so it's very, very
I'm-
strong.
I'm cleansing this thing.
What kind of, is it like a
It's kind of like Nog Champa.
lavender? Okay. Nice.
Here you go,
You all
everybody.
smell.
Like
I mean,
candy.
maybe pleasantly.
That's a little strong, Mr. E.
I know, huh?
Outside the doorway, the keening gloom is getting closer as you hurtle along it in a different direction towards your destination. And then as you're all enjoying, the incense, reality twists and bends around you, and you all feel a tug on your heart as you suddenly hoop back into existence on the material plane again. You don't know where you are, though, unless you look out the doorway.
I'm going to look out the doorway.
Yeah, okay. That's like the magic circle of D&D. I'm just going to lay that out there and wait for someone to say.
Yeah, I'm still a little like happy disoriented. I've got kind of green
Yeah.
tambourine playing in my head, but I roll my way over to the door and peek out.
Nice. Well, you guys see it's daytime on Faerun, and below you is just blue as far as you can see.
Yay!
Beautiful, beautiful blue. Except off in the distance, sort of in the direction of the sunrise, you can both see there's a little dark place, like the elephant graveyard over in the distance. As you all plummet closer and closer and closer towards the ocean. At a breakneck speed, there's suddenly a big old splash, and you wind up underwater. It's not too dark, and the water doesn't come in through the doorway, but you can see that you're probably about like 50 feet underwater.
Yay!
You see fishies and coral.
Did you mean to do that, Mr. Captain?
He says, this is where it stops. I don't get to pick where it stops. This is the anchor point.
Oh. It's not super convenient, but thanks for getting us here.
That's why this one doesn't get as much traffic, I'm afraid to say.
It lands 50 feet
know-
underwater.
The Lantanese used to have ways of docking with it, and as he says that, you see in the distance, there's like a large manta ray-like ship that kind of just goes by and then disappears in the darkness, going past you.
Whoa.
That's
with
cool.
red tinted windows. So he's like,
I mean, how do we get onto that thing, though? Like,
Well, I think that you might have missed your boat there, my friend.
But
Scoot swims fast. Can you catch it?
Yeah, probably.
Some dolphins swim by and kind of stop and look at you all through the doorway as you look back at them.
Hi, buddy.
So if we're standing at the doorway, it's like a wall of water.
Yeah. Yep.
What happens if I reach my arm out into the water?
And your hand gets wet.
Oh, you broke the seal.
No, there's no
I
seal.
was just-
You can reach there.
Water comes
Yeah.
pouring in.
Yeah.
Can I reach the dolphins?
Roll animal handling.
Maybe.
Sure.
14.
Yes. They're inquisitive anyways, so you hold your hand out and one of them comes to it and kind of does the SeaWorld thing and lets you pat it or whatever
I do
you
my
choose to do.
best impression of dolphin whistles at it.
Nice. And it back.
Perfect. We're friends now.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I said.
And then they kind of start swimming around your gemstone, checking it out as you wrap up.
I asked the claviger if they know which direction we would head towards land. Is it the darkness we saw?
Well, you see it too.
I pointed it out.
Oh, perhaps I didn't.
Who would know, like, relative to the sun, like, what direction is what?
Scoot's
So-
raising his hand.
So if Scoot's
The
involved in
sailor.
this, you would know that the darkness was eastward.
Yes. Scott knew that too, by the way.
And the claviger lets you know that you're, several miles northeast of Lantan. So that would be the direction away from Lantan, essentially, putting 2 and 2 together.
Okay. So we landed between the darkness and Lantan.
Right.
And I would pass that information along.
Mr. E, do you know anything about which direction we should head towards? Do you know anything about where the dragon temple is located? Like, is it located on Lantan or?
There's a couple of ways to get in. When I was saved by the dragon, we went into like this secret kind of tunnel thing. But there is speak of, and Meliforn confirmed this, there's a whirlpool somewhere in the nameless seas that will suck you right down into the place. I never found it. I was looking for that whirlpool.
It suck you down into where?
Into the
Deep
dragon
Dragon
temple.
Temple.
Yeah. So I was trying to find it, but we wrecked on our journey, and then I got into the secret way. But from what I know, you have to have a dragon bring you there for that
Nah.
way.
So we have to find the whirlpool, which
Yeah.
it could look like a shadowy thing on the horizon.
Yeah.
It was harder to find when we were looking for it, but I don't know. Maybe it's
Well, we dropped in from way up high.
Yeah,
true.
so you
That's
keep
true. That's true.
coming in from orbit.
And I was really high at that point in my life, guys.
In altitude or
No, and dragon piss. I
Zay,
was doing different kind of butt stuff then.
Zay, can you
Jeez.
wild shape anything like a whale, an orca,
Dire dolphin.
big
Yeah, I
alligator?
can turn into a dolphin, but I'm wondering if maybe I should just talk with these dolphins to begin with to see what they know.
Scoot, do you speak dolphin?
Or
Not to
I
my
can-
knowledge.
I could also scout in that direction if we wanted.
What would you like to do?
I'd drag Scoot over by the window and like point at him to the dolphins and like kind of manhandle him around and turn him so they can see his tattoo.
Oh,
yeah.
damn. What do you do, Scoot?
Yeah, I follow along with all that. I was letting everyone else get up there first. And
I mean, are you like mugging it all or just like letting it happen?
Oh, well, the tattoo is sentient. So once I get over
Sure.
there, it's up to the dolphin, the tattoo, what it does. So,
Roll persuasion with advantage. Just roll it for me.
ooh, 8. Sensing a theme
8.
with my persuasions.
The dolphins, as they're outside checking out your bismuthy Concord jewel, they notice the iridescent Lisa Frank dolphin on your shoulder, Scoot.
I also have the Deep Chalice pendant.
You are wearing that too.
I never took that off.
Good.
That always stayed attuned to me. And I also, the weapon I use is Tsunami.
Right.
So I got a lot of water themes happening right now.
Yeah, they're definitely stopped and staring at you, but
Yeah.
they're not like chummy or like acting like trying to communicate. They're just
Oh.
staring at you.
Oh, and I kind of just
Yeah,
wave high.
and the dolphin on your shoulder waves too.
Yeah.
And they kind of wiggle their noses.
And then I start to ease my hand out, the arm with the tattoo.
Aw, yeah, and the dolphin like swims out to the edge of your arm and
Yeah.
like forehead boops with the dolphins as they come over to you and say hi.
Yeah.
With a forehead bump.
All right. I don't know what 50 feet down is going to feel like, but here I go. And I bust through the wall.
Great. And yeah, you start feeling an immediate like force to come upwards, but it's not too bad. And you got
Yeah.
your pendant, which makes it feel more second nature to you.
Yeah.
So you're swimming with the dolphins, and they seem so happy. Like they're like trying to race you and nudging you and like swimming around you.
Yep.
Doing tricks, showing off.
Yep, and I'm just trying to keep up. I got 40 feet because I use I think it's my regular walking speed for that. So.
Yep.
Because of the pendant. So yeah, and we're just tooling around, having fun.
Roll athletics.
High-fiving a little, high-finning. That'll be a 21.
Yeah, you're able to. One of them catches a small fish and like brings it over to you. Like, you want some?
I nibble on it a little bit
Nice.
on the spots I know will not make me sick,
Sure.
or put a bone in my throat.
It's like the eyes.
No,
Or
like the
mouth.
underside.
The underside. Okay. Yeah, the belly, I suppose.
Yes, Scoot's nibbling the eyes.
Sucking the eyes
Just
out.
sucking the eyes out of this fish. Hey, dolphin, you want to suck the eyes out of this fish?
The dolphin seems fascinated and is like, yes, why haven't we tried this yet?
Yeah, there you go. Eye first. That's the way I do it.
Yep.
I'm picturing a dolphin's kind of beaky mouth and wondering if they can, in fact, do suction.
Could do it. Never mind.
They do seem like weirdly sentient, and they're kind of like calling out to you in echolocation speak.
Okay.
But yeah.
See,
I don't know if I'm picking any of that up, but I
Yeah,
just
the
like,
one person who could actually speak with the dolphins, maybe we should use her
Yeah,
skills.
Zay, if you turn into a dolphin, can you also speak with animals and speak dolphin?
I don't.
Only body language.
Let's try it. Body language.
Yeah, can you cast
you have
speak with animals
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
and then wild shape into a dolphin? And then you're a magical talking dolphin.
Yeah, that's my question. But Ilka said it way more clearly.
Yeah, I can do that. I asked the Claviger how long are you willing to stay here and wait for us to return?
He said, well, I should probably head back within a few hours, otherwise I'll start to get worried. But when would you like me to come back?
My thought was that I would create some sort of buoy, attach it to the. Well, I probably still could attach it to the Concord gem so that we can find it in the middle of the ocean again.
He says, I could keep it inside and then, float it when I come back.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Let's do that. When should we have him come back?
Tomorrow. Same
Tomorrow.
time.
What?
Tomorrow, same
It's
time.
sunrise, I guess. We knew the sun was coming up.
He says, okay,
So
one
dawn?
What? Does that alarming you to you?
one day Forgotten Realms time.
It does. Based on what? It doesn't make it. It doesn't
No,
make any
we
difference.
don't.
Yeah.
But I'm just
Yeah.
like, I guess maybe Matthias will help us find our way back.
He
At
says,
the
he
end of
says
it
if
all.
you're not back in a day, what should I do?
Come back again the next day at the same time.
All right. When the sun is at 30 degrees, look for me.
Okay.
Marvelous.
We'll stand by the gray stone with a thrush and ox.
If there's been 3 days that go by and you don't see us, maybe let someone know.
To come looking
Like-
Yeah,
for us.
if you keep coming back 3 days in a row and checking and we haven't shown up, definitely let someone know.
I'll let the shield bearers know, he says.
Marvelous.
Who are they?
The guard of
They'll
the Radiant
save
Citadel.
Okay.
Butts.
They're also sort of like a questing, adventuring group. They send crack teams outside of the city sometimes.
Oh man, we got to get in with the shield bearers.
Wow, no response from anyone.
I'm excited about the shield bearers.
He says they're pretty accepting of new members, so
Oh,
just gotta
nice.
reach out.
Be a shield.
I'm swimming with dolphins right now. I don't know what I can hear.
Yeah, you just hear.
Okay.
I'm having a good time.
So I can turn into a dolphin.
Do it.
And Scoot can swim really well, probably even carrying someone.
Ilka doesn't breathe.
And Ilka doesn't breathe. But
Right.
we can go to the surface probably.
Yeah, no problem.
So now it's just a matter of which direction do we want to head.
Well, I think you should ask the dolphins if
I'm
if
just
they know where
thinking
the
we're
whirlpool
not
is.
going to get a lot of chances to rest, and I only have 4 spell slots left.
Oh yeah, that's okay though.
Okay.
Well argued.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals, transform or leap through the open door and turn into a dolphin mid.
That's amazing.
Form of a dolphin. And all the other dolphins are like, whoa, hey, what's up? Hey, how are you doing? Hey! Hey!
Hello, friends.
Welcome!
I see you've met Scoot.
Oh, yeah, he's great. Scoot, huh?
Yeah.
They're all swimming around, Scoot. Hope I'm not shouting too much. Hey!
I'm so glad that we ran into you guys.
Yeah, we're glad too. What a wonder. What are you guys doing?
We are looking for the Deep Dragon Temple.
Oh, don't know about that.
Oh, have you seen any whirlpools around?
Oh, all the time. Yeah, these are pretty chaotic waters. You got to be careful.
Any that are like permanent? permanent whirlpools?
No, it doesn't ring a bell, really.
Oh, what's that shadowy area to the east?
Oh, that's the boss's place, Driftwood.
Your
That's
boss?
where we're headed. You want to come?
Sure.
Yeah, the boss, the big guy down below.
Sounds intriguing.
Yeah, we'll take you there. He's great.
I chitter wave my fins at my friends and invite them.
I wave back.
I start to
Inviting
swim and then turn around and look back at you and then start to swim
Oh.
and then turn around and look back at you.
Yeah,
I think
jump
she's
out.
saying that she wants us to come along with her.
I jump out through the watery door and swim over to the dolphins and try to befriend them.
I guess I could have gone to the window and gone, "Hey guys, come out!"
Okay, Mr. E, what about you?
Yeah, as I see everybody leaving, I'm like, all right, let's do it. And I jump into the water, but I don't know how long I can hold my breath.
I swim over to Mr. E and kind of nudge up against him, hoping he'll grab my dorsal fin so we can swim up.
I do that.
And up you go towards the surface as you all get a breath of fresh air after a couple seconds.
So Lark can't really swim very well. So did any of the dolphins notice that he can't swim?
It's probably pretty obvious to everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's
Or
like
your
doggy
hat?
paddling
Did you leave it
underwater.
behind?
They don't come to help you though. I mean, Scoot, you probably, or I guess Zay is, either one of you could. But
Yeah, I could definitely grab Lark and go up and probably, I don't know how Ilka's doing on
I'm
surfacing. I mean, you don't breathe, so do you have any air in your body?
No, but I also am not very heavy.
All right, cool.
So how do you sing?
How do I sing without any air?
I assume that you can
Shit.
move air, you just don't need it.
Right.
I mean, otherwise how would you make noise?
I
Yeah.
must have to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
diaphragm must work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the lungs are still functional, but the oxygen is not necessary
Yeah.
Yes.
for my weird little dead system.
Makes sense.
You're just breathing out of habit.
And
Yeah.
that's canon, folks.
I call back to the dolphins, asking them to help my friends reach the surface.
And they do. They're very helpful after you ask.
Did we have to take a pause as we go up, or do I get I'm afraid of getting the bends? Is 50 feet? Is that too deep?
I think you're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You just gotta go.
Yeah, just exhale on the way up.
Is that? I think he probably
As you
Lark
go
probably exhaled immediately as soon as he stepped outside of the.
And you start going down, and I grab you and take you up.
Where do you guys want to? So you were rising up with the dolphins towards the sun, in various states of swimming ability. Where are you all headed? What's the vibe?
I just needed a breath of air.
Great.
Okay, you get one eventually.
Yeah, we're 50 feet down, and I can go 80 feet in a turn with dash. So you're up in 6 seconds.
Nice.
Great.
So
Okay.
Break the surface.
Zay, have the dolphins take us to the whirlpool to the Deep Dragon Temple.
They're like, "Do you want to go over there?"
Yeah, take me to the
That's where we were headed.
big boss down below.
Yeah.
Is it safe?
Kurahan? I mean, as long as you're cool.
Yeah, we're
Cool,
cool.
right?
We're so
Yeah,
cool.
we're
Does he like
super
music?
cool.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
are you
assume he
speaking-
can hear me. He can't.
They say to Zay.
Right.
You don't understand, Ilka.
Is Ilka's chirping over there?
With her waterproof case for her concertina.
Yep.
Right. Thank goodness.
I'm wearing an ocarina.
You
Yeah,
are.
I thought about mentioning that earlier, but I thought it might freak the dolphins out.
No, I'm definitely going to play it. Like the second I remember it, Ilka has limited impulse control. So seeing these dolphins, which are basically
Yes,
related
Ilka,
to orcas, I hope they're on good terms. Anyway, I'm going to pull out the ocarina and play them a little tune.
Okay, roll performance.
Are you like just kicking furiously to stay above the water?
Yeah, it's hard to play the concertina while you're floating.
It's
Scoot
like
has
21
her.
or 22.
Oh, but she's
Wow.
holding on to you, so maybe that's what's
22.
helping
No,
her.
Mr. E's holding on to me.
Oh,
So E is holding on to Zay, and Ilka and Lark are holding on to Scoot, and you guys are just motoring.
I got
Okay.
Well,
this.
and I think the
With the
dolphins were
dolphins?
helping too,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
okay.
I got
Oh, okay,
this.
okay.
And I'm now playing like the Free Willy theme on an organ.
Wow.
Yeah,
One of the dolphins holds one flipper up towards the sky.
Is that Brian Adams?
you know it.
Is it really?
I have no idea. He did Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron.
Ah. So this is the vibe as you guys travel northeast towards the darkness in the distance. Yeah. As you get closer, you can tell that it's not like a dark cloud or something really sinister. It's actually like a floating island made of wood, as if it's like man-made. It's like as you get closer, you realize that it's actually pieces of ship and driftwood and just like huge chunks of material that have all been kind of roped together and plastered together and made this giant island.
Flotsam Island.
And there are several large ships docked with it and on different sides. It's kind of this big floating wooden piratey looking island. There's lots of sailing ships.
Do I recognize any flags or any unique vessels?
Roll investigation or perception, Scoot, your choice, depending on how carefully you're looking.
Definitely perception. It's a difference of 5.
Yeah, you're more intuitive.
22.
22. Not at first, but over in the distance, you do see 3 familiar-looking galleons.
Oh, no. We don't go that way.
The Eye Catcher,
Nope.
the Heartbreaker,
Nope.
and the motherfucker. I forgot what it's called.
Probably that. That's what I called it.
I wrote it down somewhere. I'll get to you. Anyway, the 3 ships of the Sea Maiden's Fair on the far side of the island as you get closer.
I don't see anything, guys.
Wait, aren't those the ships from the Sea Maiden's Fair?
Don't know what you're talking about. I thought they gave those boats up. I thought they were like a trucking thing now. Like they took carts between the cities.
I cup my hands around my mouth and call, Zardoz!
Damn it!
No response.
Yeah, yes. The Sea Maiden's Fair might be on the far side of the island, but we don't need to go there.
But at this point, you all catch on to this conversation.
I swim in that direction.
Where are you going? Not. That's fine if that direction. Just stop when you get to the wood. You don't need to go any further than that.
Yeah, I'm just saying we have no direction and no resources and no connections. Maybe a little bit of something familiar couldn't be the worst way to start.
Well,
the third ship is called the Hellraiser.
Oh.
I appreciated the other name better.
yeah.
Can I assume that it's been more than 10 minutes
Yep.
Okay.
It's been like an afternoon.
Ooh, we
of
must be
swimming?
tired.
You must be
Yeah.
tired. Yeah, you probably might. You may or may not have one level of exhaustion. We'll see what you do next.
And you were dragging me, and I was just like going,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still
beautiful.
You're still
Stop
pulling
it, Mr.
people.
E. You're going to exhaust yourself.
There are beautiful clouds in the sky, and it's
Yeah,
starting to tint kind of orange as you reach
Yeah, I kept
nighttime.
nudging you, Zay, to be, look up there.
Mr. E's getting a rosy tan back there.
Look, I see a cloud that looks like you.
Does this feel good on my burns, the salt water?
Yeah, but you're starting to get some sunburn too.
Oh, all right. Well,
Burns on the
somewhere.
burn.
let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Y'all are very thirsty.
No one touch my back.
There's the sound of seagulls as you get closer, as you circle around this big wooden island. It seems like there's no land to speak of. It's just like a giant wooden mass. And there are all kinds of individuals on it. A lot of them staring at you. It's unusual to have someone just kind of roll in on dolphins. So there's some commenting from the shore, but you make your way around towards the Sea Maiden's Fair. What do you do as you get closer?
I say thanks. Thanks, friends, to the dolphins. And
They were supposed to take us to the whirlpool.
They never promised that. They said they'd take you to that thing to the northeast where they were going.
I can't speak
The big
dolphin.
guy. Oh, that's right. Sorry. Assuming.
Yeah, this is not a whirlpool.
Well, and I'm
and
still
they-
Emma Dolphins.
Right, so our communication
Wait, if
has
this
become...
is a whirlpool, no wonder we never found it.
Is it under this platform,
Is it-
Zay?
is it spinning slowly?
It's hard to tell. You don't really have a point of reference, so.
That's true. Well, the sun.
The sun, yeah, you do. No, it's rotating slowly.
Is
Uh,
it?
Slowly.
looking
Scoot would notice.
looking to the pod of dolphins, do they, now that we're here, do they appear to be, what direction do they appear to want to go
They're
in?
like, all right, we're going to head down to the boss. And they take off downwards once you're somewhere safe.
Okay. I'm going to watch until I can't see them anymore.
Roll perception.
16.
They go down, down, down. And the water, it's pretty clear water. Like you're out in sea and it's a pretty still day. And you notice that the whole city, like under the water, there are anchors dropped down into the depths, but it's not clear what they're anchored to.
Okay.
And the dolphins head down that way into the darkness.
Okay. I swim towards the surface and transform back into a halfling. And I say, hey guys, the dolphins have no idea where the whirlpool is.
What? Where have we been going this whole time?
This is the dark, shadowy place.
This is what you saw from the Concord Jewel as you came down
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
the elephant graveyard.
Mufasa told us about it.
Yeah, all right. I forgot about that part.
So apparently down below this is a big boss that the dolphin said, would be, as long as we're cool, that he would probably like to meet us.
A dolphin boss?
So cool.
I don't know. They just said he's the big boss.
It looks like on these docks, this is definitely like a place of trade. There's boxes being moved around. It seems like there's no guard presence to speak of. Like no one's coming over to check you guys out or anything. There's just some raised eyebrows and scowls and a couple curious bystanders.
Yeah, you said this was pirate land, right? Or something.
It does seem that way.
Yeah.
There are a lot of eye patches and peg legs
I think
and
Scoot-
bandanas.
Yeah, when Scoot gets the sense of that, he probably straightens up, kind of redoes the do-rag, because he knows that kind of jail-like here, strong,
Sure.
the strong survive sort of thing, and the playful thing might not fly as far.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, you look a little bit tougher, Scoot.
That's my goal, is trying to look a little more pissed off, a little more don't fuck with me, I've had a day.
Yeah.
Zay looks for a place where she can climb up onto the island.
Sure. There are all kinds of like jagged ship parts, including like a crooked crow's nest nearby where you can definitely climb up, take a look around.
I do that.
And it seems like this is a big old wooden island. Like there's lots of little like fires that are starting to light up as nighttime approaches.
Mm-hmm.
There's the sound of concertinas and laughing and yelling in the distance towards the heart of this big floating island. But otherwise, you are definitely just adrift in the sea on this big old wooden city with several ships moored to it or tied to it.
Hey, I think we should go to the Sea Maidens Fair and see if we can find Zardos.
Okay.
He can offer us a place to rest, maybe?
We don't want to go see the big boss?
I don't know how we'll get down to it, so I thought maybe he could offer some advice. Doesn't he have a submersible?
Yes. I
If you were
believe so.
underwater, you would have seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're underwater, you would have seen that he has one of those manta ray submersibles as well, like the one you saw originally,
Ah.
tied to the bottom of the eye catcher.
Good idea, Zay.
What's in the middle of the floating island?
It just kind of builds up. It's sort of like a hill with a center made of
I've
wood.
climbed up there and I put some incense down.
To the very center of the island?
Yeah, and I have one of those little metal bowls and I'm like dinging it.
Wow, so
Bringing
E
peace
just
to the
took off
island.
while
Yeah.
you all were like
Bye.
getting your bearings.
Yeah, I wandered over there.
5 minutes later, in the distance, you hear a soft bell
Bing.
dinging amidst the rest of the chaos of the city.
Bing.
It's the one like serene sound.
Third
Yeah,
bell,
it's
time for
close.
shift change.
Yeah. So you all catch a little plume of incense in the heart of the city.
Has Mr. E gotten weird?
He seems different. He seems more chill.
Do you think it's an act?
Oh, that's a good point. Maybe so.
Maybe he's changed his ways, but maybe he's just gotten better at his old ways.
Maybe he's tricking
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Melifarn might have been a good influence on him.
Oh, that's true too.
Definitely
That's a
possible.
good point.
That whole I think, mellowed him.
Guess I haven't seen him take any dragon piss.
Right?
I do hate that bell, though. It doesn't sound right to me.
It is
I don't know.
slightly off. Like I'm over there trying to play, and it's just between pitches, so nothing I
that's-
play lines up with it.
Maybe that's what I'm feeling a little bit. I'm so used to your work.
Yep.
All right.
I'm following Zay to the Sea Maidens Fair.
Yeah,
Okay.
I am too, but I'm in the back and I'm trying to look like I'm not going to the Sea Maidens Fair.
There are various ship hands kind of wrapping up their work for the day. They all look like the same human sailors, mostly human, that you saw around Waterdeep while they were docked at Waterdeep. What's your approach? Like, what do you do to get attention or
Do we
get
want
up there?
attention?
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought
I'm following Zay's lead.
thought we were just heading over that direction.
Yeah,
You
I
hear another
move.
bong in the distance.
Do I know which one is Zardos's? Which one is was his cabin on?
The eye catcher.
It is the eye catcher.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. I head towards the eye catcher, and looking for if there's a hand. What are they called?
So you march up the gangplank
deckhand?
to get up
A
there.
deckhand. Yeah, looking at the deckhand, asking like, "Hail, we're looking for our friend Zardos. Do you know where we can find him?"
Yeah, the deckhand sees you coming, and you hear like a soft like cursing, and then like a shouting in Elvish. If any of you speak Elvish,
I don't.
Can't imagine I do.
okay,
I do.
They're calling out saying that Swoj is here. What the hell, Swoj is here? Get up here.
I translate. They're very excited to see us. They recognize us.
Oh, nice.
Hooray!
Cool.
I knew they would be.
Mm-hmm.
And a little contingent of sailors comes up onto the deck to meet you all. They seem to be a bit wary. There's no sign of Zardoz Zord.
And I perk up at that.
Hello, friends. It's nice to see you here instead of in our bag of holding.
There's some chuckles, and one of them steps forward and says, "It's nice to see you too." And they hold up their eye patch, and they transform back into the drow you recognize.
Mhm.
Like they hold their eye patch up, and like the eye is like glowing red underneath it, like a drow eye. And then the whole person changes into Felrek Lafine, your friend.
Hey.
And he has like 4 pistols tied to his sides. They're all like way more decked out in guns. Specifically, this is very noticeable. And there's sort of this sense of like precaution and guardedness to everyone as they're here. But he says, "What brings you to Driftwood?"
We're looking for the whirlpool.
That's really not specific.
Yeah, I wish I had a better description of it, but that's all I know.
We're trying to find the Deep Dragon Temple.
He says, "Okay, the
whirlpool will bring us down to it. We've been told.
Okay. I don't know anything about that. You could ask Zardod, but he's off in town right. Zardoz, but he's up in town right now.
In town? Does
Yes.
that mean here on the platform?
Yes, conducting some business.
Oh, what's this town called?
Driftwood.
Oh, that makes sense, actually.
Yeah, it's a lawless place where the only thing that matters is your word and your bond. So,
Okay.
Well, we're very good at both of those
Yeah.
things. So,
yeah, you might fit right in.
do you know anything about the big boss down below?
Oh,
What is
yeah.
this? Yeah.
Yeah, that's Kurahan. He's a big old dragon turtle.
Dragon turtle.
Neat.
Fun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what that means.
Many of the sea creatures in the area work for him. He helps navigate this thing in times of need.
What's a dragon turtle?
Well, it's like a very big turtle that's somewhat draconic. If you imagine those two things together, my understanding is that's what they look like.
Okay.
Picturing like a plesiosaur with a hard back.
Sure, with a shorter neck. He says, one thing to remember, if you're ever coming or going, you should always throw a coin in the water. That's the tithe. If you don't pay up to the big man down below, you'll have some trouble. So they say.
Coming or going from here, from Driftwood?
Yes, this is his island after all.
How does he know who has thrown the coin?
He has helpers, I think, that keep track of it.
I walked.
You
to
might
the-
have seen
I walked to an
dolphins in
edge.
the water.
I walked to some water somewhere. And
Okay.
is there any water nearby?
I mean, you're standing on the ship right now on the deck of the eye catcher, so
Yep.
you look over the edge.
So yeah, I leave the conversation for a second, dig into my pocket, and chuck 5 coins over the edge.
And Felric nods.
I was trying to do it sneaky.
Oh, never mind. He doesn't see you.
Just 5 splash, splash,
Roll
splash,
for
splash, splash.
sneakiness.
We need to be seen doing it.
Fuck.
Do
I
you?
take 5 more out. Whip them. 3.
You see little
4.
ripples in the water.
So we would like
I know
to
what those are.
we would like to
Did you
meet
see those
Corahan. What
ripples?
are the odds that we can borrow the submersible?
He says you have to talk to the boss about that.
Should we wait for him to come back? We don't want to interrupt his dealings, or do we?
I think we should go find him.
Okay.
That seems better than waiting.
He probably misses us a lot.
I think so.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah. And like Gilka was saying, they were excited to see us coming to the ship.
Very.
We got
They all
plus we
have,
got to
like, their
find
hands
Mr.
on their
E. I don't know where
pistols. Yeah,
he.
they're also watching you.
Are you sea maidens fair here? Do they know you as the lovely human sailors that you are?
They say, yeah, we often bring goods from Lantan here. That's why we're here right now. We're just stopping on our way up north. Also, my accent just kind of changed a bit. Don't think about it too hard.
You're just practicing for up north.
Yeah,
Sure.
Master's Evolution. It's necessary.
Right.
Is this where you got my hat?
He says, no, this is not.
All right.
It is where we got those guns, though, and those
Oh, that's what it
cartridges you
was.
see.
Yeah.
Those things were great. We used them a lot.
Yep.
To,
Yeah.
It's a
Never
great success.
successfully.
Yeah, you guys got the prototype models, so
Yeah, we're
They're much-
dead eyes with those things.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, he shows you his pistol. It's very much more sleek. It holds at least 2 rounds, not just
Whoa.
one.
Hey.
Yeah,
At least 2, so it could be thousands.
That's some
unclear.
nice iron you have there, Velrect.
He says, I'm quite fond of it.
All right, well, we're gonna go find Zardoz, I guess, and Mr. E.
I was gonna say, if Mr. E stops by, tell him we're looking for something.
we can follow the dinging, which we're pretty sure is him, and the
that's
smell of
fair.
incense.
Are your eyes open while you're doing this?
Oh yeah.
Can you see us? Do
Yeah.
you know where we are?
Maybe.
Kinda
He's at
keep-
the highest point.
Yeah, you're kind of
Yeah.
keeping track of us at all?
Yeah.
I'd
It's
probably try to
slowly
wave you
going,
over or
Yeah.
Okay.
something like but I'm unclear with all of my gestures. It's like it could mean any sorts of things.
I wave for a moment.
Do you know?
Yeah, he got it.
Do you know who he has business with? Where should we go look for him?
Some salty sailors over at the Blubberbuckle.
The Blubber Buckle.
A blubberbuckle. That place
Yeah, it's
sounds awesome.
one of the seediest places in town. So watch your
Nice.
step.
That's what I get for telling you my nickname in high school.
Well, we saw that picture of you down the hall, so we assumed.
So
You notice there's like a big flashing like Moulin Rouge style sign of like a dolphin with a big old like belt buckle, like a big shiny golden buckle, kind of like prancing back and forth, like two images flashing one in the other.
Just neon.
Kind of shadowing Mr. E on the horizon. Like, yeah, you can see his silhouette in the light.
Did you say salty sailors?
Yes.
Like as in they've sailed the ocean, or as in like they've had a bad day?
As
Believe
He
it's
says,
a pun.
How did you know? As in, folks who follow a certain creed, who bow to no flag and take what they want and give nothing back.
Okay.
Wait, take what they want, give
worst.
nothing
Yeah.
back. That's a terrible creed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a pirate, I don't know. You'll have to talk to them.
Okay. Is it like capital S salty sailors? Are they a band?
No. It was a
Okay.
turn of phrase.
We go collect Mr. E.
I think, he says. You head to the middle of town.
Yeah, we're gonna get Mr. E down to rejoin the party.
Hey guys,
Hey, I don't know what you were doing up there.
I just chilling.
Oh,
That was a good song.
we're gonna go find Zardoz.
Oh, he's over there.
Oh,
I saw him walk into that place.
the blubber buckle?
I don't. Yep.
That's where we're headed.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. I was thinking I would want to go in there.
I gently guide and tug Mr. E along with us.
I go freely.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
How
Scoot, I
how
think
subtle are you all being?
Maybe you should go
Not
first.
at all.
Yeah.
I think you should be the first one to walk in the door.
Sure. Happy to.
Okay.
Still doing the thing. Still trying to be big
Yeah.
and poofy, and I got a pretty impressive axe on my back and weird monks behind me.
So you go up to like the saloon style double doors of the Blubber Buckle.
Yeah.
It's a rowdy place within. You hear music and shouting and laughing and roaring, and then there's a crack of a flintlock pistol and someone goes flying out the door into your chest. Scoot. As if they were just shot and bodily picked up and lifted out the door.
Cool.
This place looks
you just
amazing.
Let them slide down your torso.
If anything, I would like to redirect to either my right or my left. Just try to.
Sure.
Is that a deck save?
No, you're fine.
Yay.
It's pretty
Rolling for fun.
doable.
This place is like
Maybe.
every single pirate story that Lark has ever read.
Yes, it absolutely is. And there's a lot of gars.
Oh, it's
in
amazing.
the background.
And it's like Thursday for Scoot.
Is the thrown person dead?
unclear. They're being dragged away by someone into an alley.
Oh gosh.
He seemed nice.
Zay is gonna attempt to be stealthy. I'm gonna hide behind Scoot because he's one size larger than me.
Good. Great.
He is also puts his hood on. He seems not want to be seen.
Okay. You walk in, and it's a pretty chaotic place. But for those of you paying attention, if you're being careful, you would notice that many people register you come in as they yell at their friends or, drink or whatever, slouch by the bar. There's a lot of casual conniving going on here. Like everyone trying to keep it on the DL, but it's a very like menacing place. Everyone's a bunch of sharks in the water.
None of that would have registered with Lark.
No, none whatsoever. It's a wonderful place. Like,
Yeah.
raucous and musical. Smells great.
Are there
Just
musicians?
kidding. Yes, competing musicians.
Ooh.
Yeah, you see at least like 6 accordions and concertinas across like the 4 stories of this bar.
Amazing.
Like every floor has its own
That's
artist trying to
huge.
mug for
Okay.
money.
I'm gonna wait and listen and try to get a bead on who would be my chief competition before I jump right into the fracas.
Great. Yeah, there's a band of sea elves that are all playing double basses and some kind of weird pluck, like strum. Like one of them's playing it normally, and the others are all strumming this kind of like staccato melody. It's very
You're just
Makes
writing
sense.
smut for her right now. You know
Yeah.
that?
well.
I'm salivating.
They're very impressive, and it's like nothing you've ever heard before. So,
I would kind of like to keep my eyes out. I feel like I've been in a situation like this before.
probably never this sinister. Like you usually go places where there's at least like a law presence.
Yeah.
And here it's like really,
Yeah.
the one with the gold makes the rules
I
kind of thing.
kind of want to keep my eyes out just to see if anyone's, well, I guess I wouldn't keep my eyes out, but approaching us and, just trying to, I'm really got the spider sense going to try to keep my friends
Your
safe from,
danger sense.
yes,
Yeah.
my danger sense. I don't know what that is.
Just a feeling.
Yeah.
You sense a great deal of danger from the large-hatted individual currently bantering with a whole crew of halflings. Over in the corner of the first floor, you recognize Zardoz Zord. He's mostly shirtless, gesticulating wildly, and showing off these different, like, looks like weapons. He has some kind of swords and guns that he's showing off to these.
I try
halflings.
desperately to steer the group the other direction.
That's the danger sense that Scoot gets.
Yeah, Jarlaxle is the danger.
Oh.
Yeah. I just try to get everyone over into the opposite side. So someplace else.
Mainly because he has like a bunch of weapons all around him. Very clearly dangerous.
Well,
although everyone has like a cutlass or a gun of some kind
yeah.
here anyway. So.
No, I'm just sort of biased against them.
Sure.
So I'm just that's my own personal prejudice against
Is
Zardos.
there such thing as food or drink in this place?
Plenty. Yes.
Right. How do we acquire it?
You can take it from someone or you can buy it at the bar.
Ilka's instinct would not be to just start by thieving someone else's food and drink. That is how she gets cut.
Right.
So, I would approach a bar and try to acquire us some drinks and food.
Yeah, there's plenty of good stuff available. It's not like swill and it's not like bad food. Like this is actually kind of a very like well-traveled place. So there's like a whole wide variety of cultural food here. So whatever floats your boat, it's probably available. This is the best restaurant in town. There's actually a lot of money flying around too, so it's good ingredients as well.
To eat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. I'm looking for something like a basket of steamed mussels and butter.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, and the butter's like seasoned with garlic.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great. I'll haul that back to the table.
All right. You all have a lovely dinner.
All right. Zardos is over there, you guys.
What? Zardos? Where? Zardos!
I kept it from you as long as I could. He's back there, the loud one with all the guns and swords and shit.
Zay
Do you
moves
yell
through
it?
the
Yeah.
And the giant hat.
yeah, and Zay moves through the crowd towards him.
I'm honestly surprised you guys didn't see him until now.
give him
I was looking at all the other pirates.
We swam for like 6 hours. I was so hungry I couldn't think about
That
anything
guy over there
else.
has 2 eye patches. How does that even work?
Yeah. Zardos hears Lark yelling wildly, pierces through the crowd, and he sees Ilka or Zay coming. He turns around and seems very happy to see you and says, "My friends, look everyone, it's the silver waves of justice." And when he says justice, like many of the people in the room like kind of like put their hands on their swords and look around. Music stutters for a second.
I go, we're off duty. Don't worry about it.
I quickly wipe the butter from my hands and play the piratiest, thievingerest sea shanty I know to assure him I'm one of them.
Roll performance.
You know it. 24.
Wow. So what does your ultimate pirate performance sound like or look like, Ilka?
Oh man, so I'm gonna definitely be using both the concertina and my ocarina, getting it up at my mouth and playing some. I'm going to be talking about our body adventures in the filthiest denizens of thievery and treasure and monsters in the ocean, and nary the law shall drag us down.
Add something about a secret whirlpool.
Yes, and believe it or not, Ilka can find rhymes for whirlpool. Girl fool. That's the one.
Rural
Yeah.
cool.
We're real cool.
And don't forget to mention how we're friends with dragons.
Yes.
So
Yep.
nobody messes with us.
I drop some casual dragon slang in the way that people feel bad because they should know what it means, and they see that out of context they're not on the in.
It's so many levels.
So like the sea shanty chorus is like what? Like, "Hey, oh, dragons."
And I'm trying to lead them along. Like, you don't
Yep.
know this one?
Yeah, everyone knows this one.
Hey, oh, dragons.
Which one of you scurvy dogs actually has scurvy?
Arr,
I throw a citrus fruit to that guy.
It's like six people.
That's how many
Men and women,
citruses
large
we
and
got.
small. Great.
Share.
I juggle the key limes.
They do share. They share surprisingly well for a bunch of pirates. And Zardos is like, "All right, you have my full undivided attention."
Great. Zardos.
Like the halflings he was dealing with are also kind of like peeling off to just like join in the fun. As Ilka is still playing, I assume, or do you wrap it up and then like bring it in?
I'll probably wrap it up.
Okay.
Or, no, I will get close enough to Zardos and keep the music gently going to see if we can cover some of the conversation.
Nice.
See if I can question if he might know where we'd find a whirlpool.
He raises his eyebrows appreciatively and leans in.
Yes.
Mr. E goes in for a hug.
He gives you a warm hug.
It's tender and firm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has smooth hands.
Yeah.
Wait, have you two met?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I still have my
feel
hood on, but he recognizes.
Jarlaxle introduced
Yeah, I was gonna say Jarlaxle's the one who
of
introduced
course.
us to Mr. E.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Do you think they just pickpocketed each other?
Maybe so. That was so smooth.
Yeah.
They definitely.
We
Had some sort of
we
mutual
did the
gain from
pickpocket,
that.
but then we picked it back from each other.
Traded
it was like
items.
a recognition of like, oh yeah,
Nicely done.
it was a real deep hug.
Jarlaxle's like, you should have been in touch. You should have been in touch.
I've been busy, man.
Shame. Well, I'm glad we can meet here.
Yeah, definitely. Nice to see you again. This is unexpected.
You too. Do you need anything? Are you running from something?
Running two in this case.
Oh.
Nothing's chasing us, but we need to go find us something.
This is a strange place to find the Silver Waves of Justice.
Yeah, we're on the way. We're trying to find the whirlpool that takes us down to the Deep Dragon Temple.
Ah, the one that Ilka was singing about.
Yes.
The whirlpool and the dragons. There's a popular story around here about the Devil's Rock. Is that what you're talking about?
It might be. Tell us more.
And another pirate leans in, like stumbling over, and is like, I've heard of a whirlpool. It's by the Devil's Rock.
You don't say.
Alexel's like, yes, thank you, Macron.
Macron.
Not like Emmanuel Macron, like Long John Macron.
Long John Macron.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the whirlpool by the Devil's Rock, Long John Macron?
He says, I know the place. I have not seen the whirlpool, but I know of it.
Oh.
I know it lies up there somewhere, beyond the skull dunes, past
Wait.
the bladed coral.
I'm not sure how many of these things you're making up or if they're real.
The place where no canny pirate would ever go, except for Long John Macron. Do ye need a ride?
Yes.
And Jarlaxle's like, guys, bring it back in. Come on.
Oh, sorry.
He's feeling offended. But Macron is really getting in your face and really upselling himself. He's got a wooden leg on one side and a hook on the other side made of animated water. He's got like an animated water hook that stems from glowing tattoos on his stump arm.
What?
Long John Macron, your hook is amazing.
Thank ye, me bucko.
I start looking at the dolphin and asking if it can do anything like that.
How did you get
It
that
tries.
hook?
He says, from some sailor old friends of mine, a pirate queen gave it to me. Wouldn't you know?
A magic pirate queen?
After I cooked her a particularly good stew.
With one hand?
Yes. It only takes one, my friend. And you'd be surprised what a man can do when he has a good crew like me. Ain't that right, laddies and lasses? And there's a really ragtag band of pirates on the far side of the room that cheers. They've been listening into this conversation, clearly.
I'm fascinated by the hand. Do you play any music?
Let me check my notes.
I get it.
He says, I'm more of a drummer. But we do have a shanty band aboard our ship, the Wyvern's Whale.
Wyvern's Whale. I was going to hold out one of my instruments to his magic water hand and see what would happen.
Yeah? Are
Yeah.
you going to?
Yes, my ocarina.
He seems unsure how to approach this. More of a singer, I be.
That's fine.
Every
Someday.
shanty band needs a lead.
If you ever want to add little ceramic recorder to your repertoire, hit me up.
Ah, yes, and ye be?
E.B. Ilka of the Concertino.
Ah, wonderful. Well, for 500 gold coins, my crew can take ye. Jarlax was like, I would do it for free, but I guess if you want to go with him, that's fine.
Well, Long John Macron, your ship sounds amazing and your crew it sounds awesome. But we
Yes.
already know Zardoz.
You know this landlubber, this unruly, untrustworthy knave?
We do indeed.
Ugh, and he spits on Jarlaxle's feet. Jarlaxle just wipes his shoe off and stares at him.
Good job, Jarlaxle. You don't need this.
Yeah, Jarlaxle's just trying to act above all this.
Can I ask, what was the origin of my concern about him? The danger being there. When you kind of described the danger in the room as being Zarlaxle.
Well, one of his crew is putting away a small bazooka-looking object into one box.
Yeah. So
Another one is disassembling the 5-bladed sword that they had stuck together using attachable parts.
So they're the best well-armed, or they're the most aggressive?
The former.
Okay.
It's not like they're coming for you.
So they are capable of the most damage.
Yes.
Who is that the same as danger?
In this case, yes, that's what I was going for.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
I guess I was getting at, has Jarlaxle changed?
Right. Is he a threat to us?
He seems like an arms dealer.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah.
As long as he likes us.
But does he seem like the same person that we last met?
He does. Yeah, more or less he does.
Okay.
Yep, he's regarding you the same way.
Okay.
Acting the same way.
When would you be able to take us to Devil's Rock and the Charybdis whirlpool? I just made that up from Greek mythology.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
So much story knowledge. What about the Scylla monster? Is that one gonna?
Yeah. I didn't hear about that from Long John McGraw, but it might be something we have to worry about.
So are you talking to Jarlaxle right now? What were you asking?
Yeah, Jarlaxle. How long when would we be able to leave?
He says we depart tomorrow for the Sword Coast.
Does that go past Devil's Rock?
It's more or less on the way. I can make
Okay.
a detour, certainly.
Oh, thanks, Jarlaxle.
Yeah, I like this plan.
He does. He says there is the small fact that you sort of advertised this hunt that you're on to the entire Blubberbuckle.
Did we?
Sort of. There was a lot of singing about whirlpools and dragons.
That's fictional.
And I think
Yeah.
I heard the word treasure thrown around.
It's a
It's a pirate.
pirate.
Yeah.
Well, these are pirates in this bar, and they're always hungry for the next job.
Ilka,
What do you recommend?
go sing another song about a treasure that you definitely, absolutely buried yourself in a different direction.
Absolutely.
Under a big X.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or a
He says,
big W.
Oh, nice.
The
That
folks
was-
around here have
that was
avoided
nicely
Devil's
done.
Rock for decades,
Oh, cool.
and maybe some of them are finally stupid enough again to head there.
Make your song about how dangerous it is to go to Devil's Rock.
Yeah, that one too.
Yeah, and that instead we're going to like the island of the guinea pigs.
Yeah.
Fluffy guinea
other-
pigs.
Roll
yeah.
performance again, Ilka.
Here comes Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Yeah. Oh, it's a
Crit fail.
Oh, fuck! Yeah, nobody buys it.
Nobody-
They're like, wow, she's really trying to hide that treasure at Devil's Rock, isn't she?
It's hard to rhyme guinea pig.
I
We
heard
tried.
there was a golden statue hidden below that island.
I heard
a
that
giant
too.
golden statue. I'll race you there. Yes, I'll leave tonight. I'll leave tomorrow. I'm going to follow them.
We'll beat you there.
Crews are leaving and making
Like
plans
Lark's
already.
amping everybody up.
But it's a whirlpool. There's no treasure. They can't steal the whirlpool in a way that it's not there when it's our turn.
Lark, since you're kind of like mingling with everyone, you're starting to catch rumors, and it seems like there is talk that there's some sort of an abbey or a temple on top of Devil's Rock as well, and that's where they're talking about the treasure being. Like whirlpool, they don't know about that really.
Okay, I share
they
this. I share that information with everybody. I think they're not actually thinking about the whirlpool. They're thinking about the abbey.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't need the abbey. I need to get sucked into the depths of the ocean and go meet a dragon turtle.
Well, no, the dragon turtle's here.
What?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
Who are
we're-
we going?
We're looking for Melifarn. We're supposed
looking
to
for the
help.
dragon
We're supposed to
temple.
help her.
We came in to ask about his submersible.
But it
this
turns
seems
out,
better. I don't know.
yeah, it turns out this is a more clear route to our goal.
Yeah.
Than having to go talk
As
to
much
an
as I want to
ancient
talk to that
dragon
big
turtle.
turtle. It may be a side quest we don't need.
You know what? I'm with Mr. E. I also want to go see the big turtle.
Wait, he just said he was
Yeah,
over
I
the
said
turtle.
as much as I want to.
Yeah. Me and he want to go see the big
no,
turtle.
he's saying he doesn't want.
You're not listening.
I mean,
You need to open your ears and your heart to others.
Zay can only turn
Come in
into
for a hug.
animals she's seen before. So if I've never seen a dragon turtle, I'll never be able to turn into
That's
one.
true.
Well, all right, you have one night until Jarlaxle leaves, unless you're choosing to go with Long John McRon instead.
No, we're
No,
going
we'll
to
go with
Jarlaxle,
Jarlaxle.
and we don't need a long rest. Let's go down and see the dragon turtle.
Let's swim straight down and find the dragon turtle.
Okay.
No.
Should we narrate through this, you guys?
No.
Yeah.
Is this happening?
No.
Heck
Mystery,
yeah.
do you want to come?
Wait, what?
We're
This
going
is
to
a
see
terrible-
the dragon
It's a
turtle.
terrible idea.
Because Zay wants to be able to turn into one.
Instead of
No,
going...
we're going to go tomorrow. We'll leave tomorrow with Jarlaxle.
Yeah, it'll be just a quick swim down.
Oh, we got time?
See
yeah.
a dragon turtle.
Yeah, let's go.
Take some rest.
Right?
Come back up.
Didn't he say he was leaving tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tomorrow
yeah.
morning when the sun rises.
How many spell slots is this worth?
To never get a long rest.
Yeah.
Jarlaxle also clarifies it's like a 2-day trip to the Devil's Rock.
Never
so
mind.
you'll
Let's
have
go
to
down.
rest
Let's
on
go
the ship.
down.
Great.
Yep.
Let's go see the turtle.
I have finished my muscles and march out the door.
Well, how are we getting down there?
We're going to
With
jump over the edge and
Jarlaxle's
swim
secret.
down.
No, his secret. What's it called? His
Submersible.
Submersible. You haven't brought that up yet, have you?
No, we're just
Can we borrow
assuming.
it?
In fact,
I'm gonna like
Is that your
tug on
ask?
his. I'm
We're
gonna
not-
tug on his coat sleeve.
You're all heading back to the Sea Maidens Fair, and you tug on his sleeve as you walk.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would really like to, please, Mr. Jarlaxle, I would really like to be able to see a dragon turtle, and I was wondering if maybe we could borrow your submersible, and then maybe you could even come with if you also want to meet a dragon turtle, and one day maybe I will be able to turn into a dragon turtle. And if you would wanted to come with, you could also use your
He's
submersible.
like looking around at the rest of Swodish. Like,
We're all like doing big puppy
Googly
dog
eyes.
eyes.
okay.
I didn't really break stride. I'm just still kind of walking,
Yeah.
It's like littlest pet shop in here.
trying to be
He
cool.
says, "I can take you down there." Yes.
Yes.
That's
okay.
fine.
And he leads you all through the eye catcher down to the bottom. There's 3 decks on the eye catcher. On the bottom level, there's a big old circular like hatch that leads down a tube into this big old manta ray shaped submarine that lies below the eye catcher. You see there's like a title, like a name for the ship on the side of it. It's written the Scarlet Marpenoth.
I'm not writing that down now. I'll write it down later.
What's a
Yeah.
Marpenoth?
It's a month.
Oh,
It's like Halloweeny.
Yeah, it was Fantasy October.
the Scarlet October.
Red
Red
October?
Oh my gosh.
I'm into it now.
We got there.
You have a dictionary when you're writing this shit. I'm just sitting over here with my stupid brain.
Listen, that's 100% Chris Perkins. That pun, not me.
Fantastic.
So he has a couple crew come with him, including Felrek, like one of his lieutenants. And you notice them all kind of hide this crystal ball that was just sitting out on a podium in the middle of like the main area. The submersible is big enough that at least like 20 could kind of stand end to end within it. And there's room to walk around between like 3 separate kind of seating pods on this manta ray, like a tricorn, one on each side. And they hide this crystal ball, and he takes you down towards the depths below. They turn on some red floodlights. And as you get further down, some dolphins come and check you out. A whale swims by, a couple sharks. They all seem to be like keeping a peace down below themselves. And eventually, just way down the distance, you see in your floodlight briefly like a massive eye, part of a massive eye, not even like an entire one. And you get the sense in the darkness that there is something huge in the water with you.
Wow, cool.
Mystery puts one of his crystals on the little pedestal where they took the crystal ball from.
Nice. It looks nice.
What was that crystal ball that you guys hid?
Oh, it was a scrying device. That's all you need to know about that little lark.
Remember that time when we pretended we were you, and then we were trying to sneak down and see this thing? Ilka
what?
changed shape into you, and then we were like sneaking down here, but you were in bed with Bonnie the barmaid.
Oh, is that when we met formally? I vaguely
I
remember
think we met
that.
before that, but it was a terrible idea on our part, and it was uncomfortable for everyone
Hey,
involved. But
that was my,
in retrospect, it was kind of funny. Like thinking back on it now, we
that's
can
what
laugh.
happens when
right,
we don't make
Zardoz.
plans.
Right.
Let's talk to that turtle.
Yeah, I cast speak with animals.
Yeah, you get the sense as the light moves or pans around this thing, it is a massive turtle with hundreds of anchors hooked to the sides of its shell,
Wait, are the anchors holding it down?
holding the island to it from above.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So if the turtle swims,
Right, he takes the island with him. Yes.
Ilka's in awe.
So what happens if he dives?
Good question.
They cast speak with animals.
Yeah.
I start playing the turtles happy together.
What do
I
you
like
say?
knock, knock, knock on the window, and I say, "What happens if you dive?"
You notice the eye just register the presence of your ship, but there's no response. It's just watching you.
Is there a way to exit the submersible?
Sure.
Underwater.
There's a hatch on top with
Okay.
like a,
How far
air
down are
pressure
we?
sealed area.
layers of.
Yeah. You're very far down.
Okay.
Like a couple hundred feet
Like-
at least.
More than a dolphin could
No, you
withstand?
could pop out if you want.
possibly.
I'm
Okay.
thinking of the logistics of this. You're going to go into the pressure compartment, close it, morph into a dolphin,
Like,
open it,
all
and swim
squished.
out.
Yeah.
How will you open it with your dolphin?
I just want to
fins?
see this happen.
I think someone is going to do it for me from
On the inside,
On
yeah.
the inside, yeah.
Yep.
That's what I'm going to say.
That's how the
love
Red
it.
October.
They mentioned to you
works.
as you're going up, Kurahan doesn't usually talk to guests, but you have his attention for now.
What if you looked more familiar in some kind of aquatic shape?
Well, More familiar than a dolphin?
Oh, she's already morphing a dolphin. I was going to stick her in the turtle shell.
Oh.
Will that thing float?
And will that blow up the submersible?
No. If I cast it outside,
Holy
and
shit.
then she could
Within it.
swim out to it.
Kurahan. Sir, can you tell me about something that that makes you happy?
Roll persuasion, say.
Where everybody else's faces are like pressed up against the window of the submersible.
Mr. E's lit some incense by this point.
Nice.
What did you ask me to
You
roll?
can't. It's pure
Roll
oxygen in here. You
persuasion.
can't like that.
Okay.
17.
The rebreathers start to smoke and fume as they get
It's a
clogged
huge
up.
explosion. Everybody like
We're just instantly crushed.
You said 18, Zay?
17.
17. The big old eye blinks and it was like slowly, but like with enough force to like send you tumbling back in the water. You don't get any kind of response though. It just seems to watch you. Maybe a little bit happier than before. A little bit of a crinkle to the eye in the corner.
Was sending her flying with an eye flap the thing that makes
Made him
him
happy.
And
Are
then-
any of the other little dolphins around?
Yeah, there's many other creatures around kind of regarding you and watching.
Okay.
Little fishies and dolphins. And
I asked them how long have they traveled and worked for and with the giant turtle?
you're just asking all the animals, casting a
Yeah.
wide net.
Yeah.
The vibe you get is that many of them have lived here their whole lives. It's like an ecosystem. It's almost like a city
Mhm.
for them, not just like a single creature. Like this is the big boss. And the dolphins seem more like his people, like his enforcers
Mhm.
or whatever, people that do stuff. And the rest of the fish, there's all kinds of stories. Most of them are just here because it's a safe place.
Okay, so he
So-
kind of takes care of them in
Mhm.
some ways,
Mhm.
keeps predators away.
Mm-hmm.
I swim up and I take my nose and I boop it on in between his little two nose nostrils.
Mr. E says, ah.
And
Yeah,
then
there's
I,
a little snort, which also again like sends like huge gouts of air bubbles out into the water that go trickling upwards and toss you around a bit.
twist and tumble away and do some loop-de-loops before I come back.
Nice. Some of the dolphins join you, and you make your way back.
Hey.
What did you learn, Zay?
Absolutely. I learned that dragon turtles are awesome.
Nice. That's what we could tell that from inside.
No, not
No?
not in the same way.
Okay.
Quest complete.
And now someday, when I think really hard about it, I will possibly be able to turn into a dragon turtle.
That's gonna be amazing.
Like ultimate transformation.
Yeah, what level is it? Giant dragon turtle.
What does a dragon turtle eat?
Whatever it wants.
Steak.
Steak.
This will be great if we ever come up
We
against
send the cows.
Tarrasque.
Yeah.
They lower cows.
Just try it.
The dolphins take cows from the shores. It's a real problem with the beef industry.
All right.
Mr. Reed just starts going on a rant.
That's a
About the
super chill one.
pollution.
A super
Yeah.
chill one.
Look, guys.
Can you believe it took us
You're
this
not-
long to learn that it was called the Scarlet Marpanoff? I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're okay.
Yeah, there was a joke in the thing that we missed 35 episodes ago or whatever. Okay, so now we're headed back to the eye catcher.
Sure, unless you have any other stops. Yeah. The submersible's very stealthy. They turn the lights off and sail back up. And
Are there
redock.
other stops?
Cool.
I don't think so.
I think it's just
Yeah,
up and
we're-
down, right?
Mr. E does one of those little nods through the window at the big turtle.
Oh, yeah. And it seems to be moving on already. Like you're very small and insignificant creatures to this beast. So
I get that.
So this dragon turtle is like the entire ship we're on is much smaller than its eye even. Is that what you're saying? Like this thing
like
is
the whole
massive.
island you're on is just like about the same size as its shell,
Okay.
right?
And it's a big island.
Yeah. Very
Okay.
big. Home
Okay.
to hundreds.
Oh, all right. Okay.
All right. So we're back
And-
to the eye catcher.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you get ready to leave in the morning?
Find some safe room and board, and
Bing.
Yeah.
or if we can stay on the
Bing.
3 ships of dorkiness, we could stay there.
Which one do you want to stay on? The Eye Catcher?
No.
The Heartbreaker or the Hellraiser?
Let's try the Hellraiser.
Hellraiser.
That one seems new.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a new sequel that just came out, actually. Anyway,
Ew.
I heard it was okay.
Is Pinhead the captain of the Hellraiser? Because that would be terrifying. Then I want to say in the eye catcher, actually.
Guys, I found a puzzle box.
No.
Put it back.
You throw it in for the tithe.
I saw Cabin in the
Oh,
Woods. This
God.
works good. Matthias hasn't, but whatever.
One of the sailors on the Hellraiser hoists up the mainsails, and the ship's untie and get ready to depart. Another sailor starts whistling in a
Uh-oh.
jaunty step.
How do you know that tune?
What?
That's the whistle you were just doing.
Oh, I don't know. I just heard some sailors whistling it last night. It was kind of catchy.
Which sailors?
Different people at the blubber buckle.
Uh-oh. We've heard that tune whistled from some creepy shadow figures.
I guess you could describe those sailors as creepy shadow figures.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense then.
Are they part of your crew?
No.
All right.
No. Just some brigands, smugglers. You know.
Did you know the crew that they're on?
I mean, it was a variety of people.
Okay.
I just remember hearing it last night, and it kind of stuck.
Yeah, we recognize it too.
Huh.
I would gently recommend scrubbing it out of your memory. It might mean
Okay.
something you don't think it means in other circles.
He says, "I'll do my best."
Yeah, you
and then he
will.
kind of like hums it to himself as he goes back to work.
We tried.
Yeah.
Which do you happen to know which ship it was that they were crewing on?
He says, "No, it was different sailors from different crews. It was just kind of a tune that seemed to be
Oh dear.
in the air
Okay.
last night
All right.
before Ilka started playing. I mean, then everyone was doing that kind of stuff.
That's a little
The
unnerving.
Dragon Whirlpool song was a hit.
Understandable. It's a good song, Ilka.
We tried.
All right. Well, we
Mr.
might
E
have
is
some
keeping
problems.
Or is that a submarine?
No,
It's the Scarlet Marvin.
it's our good friend Mr. E.
All
and
right.
Singing. Do you have a singing bowl?
What do y'all do on the ship? What do you do to help or not?
I think I probably fit right in, and I
Mhm.
might be able to help give the best possible jobs from the people of Swoj, as I know their abilities. So, and if that's what they're interested in, unless they just want to cause chaos, which I also support.
Sure.
Zay is gonna talk to like all the any birds that come by, just to see what's up, what's going on. Any
So
news.
she's communicating with the animals to help with navigation.
Yeah, they're
That's what
mostly
she's
talking
doing.
about cool fish they caught.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, there are not many islands around here, so a lot of them are on their way south towards Lantan, southwest. A couple of them are coming from a place they call the Winged Rock.
I bet you that's Devil's Rock, says Justin, not Lark.
And when they're talking about it, they mentioned that it's like a pretty desolate, large island, desolate, but there is like a burned up like temple or building of some kind on top of it. And there's a big beach that's full of skeletons. So they try to not stay around that island very long.
Bird skeletons or all kinds?
No,
any kinds, all
no,
kinds of
people skeletons. Skeletons like you, they say.
Aw.
Us shaped.
Have you seen any activity there recently?
You're asking the random seagulls.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No, they say no,
Okay.
just birds. They say the cliffs are extra slimy this year,
Ooh, good to know. Good to know.
which is typically where the birds hang out.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a hit and a miss. Like the slime tastes good, but
Yeah, I think
can't really make a nest there.
I think I like that.
Yes. Scoot
Uh,
probably interested.
still
Scoot,
have
Yeah.
Scoot had a slime.
You share that
issue.
news with Scoot?
no, but I do bring up that the birds have not noticed any unusual activity coming from an island with a burned out temple on it.
Oh, that's probably Devil's Rock.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Devil with wings. Come on.
Lark is pestering everybody.
Great. The captain of this ship is named Serth.
Seraph?
Serth.
Seraph. Okay.
Yeah.
In 2 X's.
He is a very suave fellow. Has a very cleanly trimmed mustache. He keeps a tight ship. Serth Abjean.
Seraph Abjean, yeah, Lark probably starts with Seraph Abjean and talks about the stories that he read about how ships work and how things, like if you tie knots in a certain way, then you can actually go way faster. And that there was this one, this one story. It's like that
man.
sort of thing until Seraph maybe
Yeah.
redirects him to the first mate, who redirects him, and everybody just keeps kind of shunting him on so that he will stop bugging them.
Who are you talking to now?
I'm down, like I'm the guy who's like scrubbing the deck. I'm down next
The
to him.
swabby.
The swabby.
He assumes it's part of his punishment.
I just
You all
feel,
hear like sonic booms every 10 minutes as people's eyes roll back in their head.
I just feel like this
Like
montage
Chris.
ends with him doing that same thing to me. Telling me
Which you're
about,
totally used to.
about knots making the...
I'm going to be wandering around doing little fidgety fix-it things like tightening
Mending.
some hinges, doing a doorknob, things I could do with my tinker's tools.
The ship is in pretty good shape, but there's still plenty of work to be done constantly. And every sailor throws a coin off the edge as you're all leaving Driftwood.
Scoot, can we throw a coin off the edge?
Yeah, I think I might have a few left.
Okay.
I throw one out. Yeah.
Take 5 out, and then I see Mr. E throws one, so I put 1 back.
I want to throw one.
Yeah, here, Jesus.
Thank you.
Here, take mine too.
Oh, cool.
Your trip is pretty uneventful. It takes about 3 days. The only oddity is the second night as you're traveling under the stars. Anyone who would be awake and on deck, which at nighttime would be all of you, some of you, Ilka for sure.
If there's stories and parties happening, I'm there.
There are, yeah, as long
Yeah.
as you guys are there. And like the ships sometimes like stop for a few hours and like throw ladders across each deck so everyone can get together and have a meal or spend some time.
Nice.
So it's a very communal atmosphere.
That's family.
Music and dancing.
Cool.
And so what's
Mystery's up in the crow's nest. He's naked at this point. Just letting the wind whip
Yeah.
through him.
It feels incredible.
Yeah, he knows.
Are there?
So we're all on deck during the thing that happens.
Is there? Zay's a little concerned about the other pirates who want to try to beat us to the island.
Yes.
So that would be something else I'm asking the birds about.
There are
like,
definitely
keeping
other
an eye.
ships around and the water's taking off around the same time as you guys, yeah.
Okay.
And you actually see them too as you've been traveling. One of the things, like the only thing you've noted besides the birds, is that occasionally you'll see glimpses of vessels in the distance, usually smaller ones with only 1 or 2 sails.
Okay. So we're not as concerned about pirates
Well,
because there's 3 of us and we have all those weapons.
You do have a lot of weapons aboard, yeah.
We'll see.
But that night, the second night, as you're all on deck, the one thing you notice is like these brilliantly glowing green ghostly creatures swimming in the water briefly. Like you just catch a glimpse of what looks like squid, like giant squid, or like aboleths, like galore, like these big betentacled creatures coasting by in the water, like 4 of them, glowing like a seafoam green. Spectral.
That freaks me out.
Yeah, they seem to be swimming in the same direction as you.
I pointed out to some of the other folks on the Hellraiser. Do they know? Have they seen it before?
As soon as you pointed out, they all like touch gold. They all have like different pendants and things, and they touch gold.
Why are you touching gold?
Well, that's what you do when the green ones come.
Green ones?
Yeah, they respect gold.
Scoot! I wave Scoot over.
Yeah.
We have to touch gold because of the green ones.
Is my pendant gold?
No,
Mr. E's
It's a
naked,
stone
but
or
he
something.
always has a piece of gold somewhere.
like a tooth or something, maybe.
No.
Somewhere. Yeah.
I dig into the bag and I try to scramble up a gold piece.
Everybody
Sure.
touch some gold because of the green ones.
And you hear a melody coming from the water, the same in the water, like this sort of floating up from these shapes right before they disappear. The dun 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 dun.
Hey, the green ones are
Disappears in the
whistling,
distance.
are humming a tune we know. I say
Uh-oh.
to the guys on the ship.
Yeah, that's bad news.
They're like, wait, what? We scrubbed that from our memory.
But now it's back again.
Oh, and I'm never gonna get it out of my head. Dun 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 dun. And that's it. They say, yeah, they you see them in these waters. It's usually a sign of bad luck. So
Uh-oh. Did they always sing that song?
no,
That's
no.
new?
Yeah.
Are they always traveling in like one direction, or do they wander around?
I don't think so. The sailors say
Have we seen what they look like? Or are they just under the water?
you could tell they were probably aboleths. Like they had a lot of teeth right on the front end, kind of in a ring shape, like a lamprey.
Mr. E, have you ever heard this song before?
When are you asking me?
Oh, yeah, you're up in the... I climb up into the crow's nest. Like, oh, Mr. E, I didn't realize you were naked.
Hop on in, buddy. He
No,
tries
I'm
to
gonna
give you a hug.
I'm going to stay out here, but I wanted to ask if you've heard that song.
He
that
does a little bow.
that the green ones are humming down there.
No, I've never heard that song.
Okay, I thought maybe it was something that you ran into with...
Unless you heard
Melophone.
it
You
at
might
the
have heard
big
it in
battle
dreams
earlier.
earlier.
Okay, yeah. It sounds familiar.
Okay. Well, enjoy whatever's going on up here.
What are those green things?
Touch gold. I don't know. They're the green ones.
I'm touching.
Okay.
Okay, good. I'm not sure.
And that's the only event before you guys reach the Winged Isle, the Winged Rock.
And Mystery says, "Come to think of it, Melifarn said they had to defeat a bunch of aboleth in the Deep Dragon Temple hundreds of years ago."
What's the odds that's going to happen again, though?
I mean, probably 0.
Yeah, right?
I would think that would probably not happen.
Maybe less than 0.
Yeah. That's
Do we
good.
see the whirlpool?
No, you don't see a whirlpool. I will say the aboleths were about the same color as the Stone of Galore, the same sort of seafoam green. So there's that.
Chance of getting them unwet.
I mold water.
The Winged Rock, you can immediately tell its namesake because as you approach in the morning, the rock is sort of shaped like a big wedge sticking out of the water, where the side down by the water is all rolling sand dunes for at least half a mile, and then it slowly slopes up into barren, craggy rock and occasional trees. And at the very top of the island, sort of flanking the top of this wedge, are 2 huge rocky outcroppings that kind of wedge outwards at 30-degree angles on both sides of the center of this wedge, sort of like big old wings sticking out. They could also be interpreted as devil horns, potentially, just big old spires on each side. Otherwise, and there seems to be a little building, some kind of edifice at the top of the island as you approach with the sun rising behind it. The sun is like right in between these 2 horns. You happen to approach from the exact right angle.
This is beautiful.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's like craggy cliffs, like about 100 feet or more high along the sides of this wedge, and then this like sand duney area
Are there any birds
down by the water.
on the craggy, slimy rocks?
Yeah, some.
I would like to try to touch ones and ask for permission to see through the creature's eyes, so I can just go up as high as I can to see if I see.
So you like wait for one to land on your ship
Yeah.
from like a distance and then ask permission?
Yeah.
It takes some bribery with these seagulls.
Well,
They're looking
yeah.
for food. But one of them lets you pilot for a bit, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go up as high as I can looking around to see what I see around past the island where we haven't been yet.
Okay. You see one small keel ship, like a smaller one-sailed ship, kind of hiding around the other side of the island, with a pirate crew obviously aboard it. On the island itself, as the sun rises, you maybe catch a couple glimpses of like sand moving in the sand dunes, like something underneath the sand.
Okay.
In the direction that you're headed towards that beachy area.
Okay.
Up by the temple, as you fly over that way, it's not very far. It's like maybe a mile inland. You see that it looks very burned out, and there's no sign of life in this like stony building. Looks like a church, kind of.
Okay. I return, but no sign of a whirlpool.
No.
I return to the ship and I tell everyone about the moving sand and the pirate ship and the burned out.
Nice. Good idea. Flying up there to see that stuff.
Well, sounds like it's kind of going to be a race, right?
Well, we don't care about the temple. We just want to go to the whirlpool.
Unless it's underneath the temple.
The whirlpool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's in the water. Well, let's ask Zardoz.
He's on the
eye catcher.
Eye catcher, yeah.
Yeah. Or we can ask Sereth. Hey, Sereth, where's the whirlpool?
He says, I don't know. It must be inside the island. It's not in the water around here.
What? Okay.
This water's full of bladed coral. I can't sail much closer than this, except from this side.
I thought the world... Okay, never mind. I misunderstood something Zardoz said.
Maybe Zardoz wasn't really clear. I'm sure he apologizes.
Okay.
Oh, how will we... Oh, right. Well, will you give Zardos our compliments and thank him for letting us hitch a ride?
He says, yes, do you need a rowboat or something?
Yes, we can't
That'd be
swim through the
great.
razor coral. That sounds bad.
All right. The Hellraiser pulls up next to the eye catcher, and Zardoz says, of course you can have a boat, my friends. Remember, you can always reach me by bag. We're on our way back to the coast. Be safe. Be well.
Thanks. Hey, can you tell us, Zardoz, where's the whirlpool? In the
I
legends?
don't know exactly. Usually they say it's in the island.
Okay. Well,
In the
that's,
island.
That's what
Yeah.
Sarah said, too. All right, thanks. Nice to see you.
Lark, that was very awkward. But it was a pleasure to share some time with you in the most unexpected of places. Hopefully I'll see you again closer to the Sword Coast.
Okay, that sounds great.
If you could all, keep it on the down low that you saw us down here, I would be much obliged.
Who would we even tell?
Saw who?
Lark, I don't want to presume.
Certainly, and likewise.
And likewise, I won't share anyone the news that I saw one of the scions of the Wave Silver House in Driftwood.
Except all the people you told in that bar.
Did you
The
tell everyone your
Swoj was
actual
No,
name?
you did. You're like, hey, everybody, it's Swoj. You told us. You said that.
That's true.
They
he
might
did.
not know who Swoj is.
Well, they better now.
He says,
I-
I was kind
After
of,
you played the songs.
I was kind of fucking with you when I said that.
Oh.
Okay, well, when we do it to you, we're fucking with you, too.
When a book
I
gets
suppose I
written
deserve
about
that.
Oh my gosh, what's the name of the guy who writes the books?
Author?
No.
The
That's-
adventure
yeah.
books.
Our
the
friend who
adventure
went
Oh,
off-
Volo?
Volo. Yeah.
Thamp
If it ends up
Gadarn.
if Driftwood ends up in Volo's next book,
Volo's Guide to Pirates and Plunder.
it won't be because of us.
All right.
Mr.
Bon
E
voyage.
reaches across the bow of each boat to give you a hug.
Oh, and Jarlaxle gives you a hug right back. A tight one. And says, don't be gone too long this time, all of you.
Yeah, it was a couple years last
We'll try
time.
It
not.
was. Yeah. He says, I still want to know where you were for 3 years.
Gosh, so do we.
It's a long story.
Have you been forthcoming with that at all with this crew, like during your nights and whatever? Or
I don't think there's a reason to hide it. I
Lark
think it's a-
definitely would not have hidden it.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's a really neat thing, and we don't have answers. So I think
Yeah.
I would have shared that we skipped out of space and time for 3 years. None of us knows what happened.
Yeah.
Ilka's got songs about this already, so yeah.
Mhm.
Well, then he says, watch out for those clones of Manshun, then. It seems like you might be on the hit list.
Yeah.
All right. And he pushes off your rowboat and you fall down into the water 10 feet. He says, get the hell off my ship.
Scoot balls.
Such a dick move. I was just being so chill. Just hanging out here by myself.
I throw him a key lime as we row away.
It bonks off his head.
Yay.
He's already busy with other stuff.
For the scurvy!
Twin Portals is produced and edited by Scott Hebert. The adventure is created by our Dungeon Master Matthias Valero, and the rest of the Silver Waves of Justice are played by Kendra Carlson, Beth Brophy, and Justin Peck, with a special appearance by Mr. E, Robert Lee. I've got a little live show reminder for you all. Our next live show will be on Saturday, January 7th, 2023 at the Teatro Zaccone Theater in downtown Duluth. Doors open at 6:30, show starts at 7, and once again, it is free of charge. General admission seating, so come early, find a seat, get a drink, and hang out with us. We've missed you all so much, and we cannot wait to see you again. Scott Hebert is a fiscal year 2022 recipient of a Creative Support for Individuals grant from the Minnesota State Arts Board. This activity is made possible by the voters of Minnesota through a grant from the Minnesota State Arts Board, thanks to a legislative appropriation from the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. Previous support was made possible by the Arrowhead Regional Arts Council, and my sincerest thanks to those two boards for their support. Thank you to Leland Campana for use of his song of Vernum as our theme song. Thank you to the Renegade Theater Company, Teatro Zaccone, and Mary Fox for their support. And once again, thank you all so much for listening to Twin Portals.